Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Giddy up. It's Agree to Disagree, A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours, Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Mwakvik, Ralphie D on the ones and twos today. Later on in the show, Philly's last stand. We'll get some live reactions to Game 3 of the series against Toronto. Obviously a must-win. Everything's becoming a must-win right now. We'll talk Phils later on in the show. National underdog look. Last year, we knew it. Dog mass with a side of dog mass. What's changed this year? We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Carson Wentz, when does it return? Week 1, 2, 3, 4? We got to dive deep into it. Talk about the preseason game that just happened against the Browns. And talk about when would you bring Wentz back is going to be the question of that. And Eagles season expectations, that's what it's all tied into today, baby. And our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What are your season expectations for the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles? Back-to-back champs, NFC Championship game, win the division, playoffs, miss playoffs. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. We're streaming everywhere, bitches. Come join the family talk, the bad boys of sports talk. There's so many freaking things. So many hashtags that were out of hashtags. I came in hot. It actually scared me. Did you guys feel the heat?
It came in a little echo.
Sweeps looked, well, because we were doing it. We were doing it speaking for the family.
I know. It was hot.
We wanted Twitter to hear Bob Mannery. Shit. The amount of money we paid for Bob, let's go.
Let's go, Bob.
Actually, we got a great deal. We actually got a great deal on Bob Mannery. That was pre-Mannery blow-up. Now, you talk about $5, maybe $1,000 for a little bet. A little intro party. Boys, expectation talk. I love expectation talk, especially because we've never done this expectation talk. We've done it a lot through the years of doing this shit. We talked every year hoping for broad. But I think
broad talk.
Listen, this is obviously, this is the best overall team in football still, right? A lot's going to matter on when 11 comes back, obviously. But your expectations, boys, what are they? Who wants to start it? Get the party rolling. Family, chime in. Questions, comments. You got concerns, which you shouldn't in preseason football. But if you got some, let us know. We'll talk you off the cliff, the ledge, and bring you back because it's going to be back-to-back talk today.
Talk you off the edge of the ledge. Let's go.
Who wants to get the goddamn party started, boys?
Yeah,
what are the expectations?
They should always be high. That's first of all, even if you weren't the Super Bowl champs, this is an Eagles city. And everybody knows that. As evident of the chance at Phillies games and Flyers games, wherever the fuck it is, Flyers games will probably beat you the fuck up. So it's probably just at Phillies games, whatever it is. So it drives us crazy when we see it, especially when the Phils are playing well. So, but it's a football city, all right? So expectations are always high, all right? And then, on top of it being the reigning champs, of course, all right? But going into it, tough schedule. For me, there's a ton of factors. Right? There's still a tremendous football team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. All right, but schedule's tough. All right, health health is a huge issue. All right, not only because 11 drives the ship. All right, just last year's theory worked well. Next man up, and and they played that to a T. Right, but that's not normal. That's not normal.
Right? No. Teams usually don't do that.
That's not normal. And when it happened to 11, they were the best team in football. All right, at that point. All right, and everybody just plugged and played from there on. Some guys, Peters got hurt earlier. We know that. And other guys like that, Hicks.
Well, no team loses 5 captains and goes on to win a Super Bowl. That doesn't happen. That's how Kerr says. Yeah. We sort of smelled, smelled that coming.
Last year was special. It was special. And when you're that good of a football team, right, you can just, it's hard to say, you can just plug and play, but was the case last year. And they still needed a yeoman's effort in that first playoff game. You guys were there, electric. I mean, you're talking about the 2-yard line. Wow. I mean,
we might have cried. Like, there was not tears from us, but there was tears. Like, I was telling Kyle that yesterday. I'm like, dude, there was tears like it was the NFC title game.
Yeah.
And you were going to the Super Bowl. I mean, there was a lot of emotion.
That was a huge win.
In that football game. It was a gigantic win. But Sweeps, are you thinking back to back? Are you thinking an NFC title game? Or are you thinking, hey, they're going to win a division, be in the playoffs? Or, what? I don't think anybody out there is going to say miss the playoffs.
No, division for sure. And I think they get back to the title game, absolutely. I don't know if they can cut the nets down again. I like that term. So I'm just
big fan.
I don't give a fuck what sport it is. They can knock the goalpost down again. I don't know.
Cut the nets behind
Going home with a souvenir is always great.
Cut the nets behind it.
But I think they can get there again. It all, like you said, all hinges on the health and early on, because I think last year the home field advantage, we know how much that played into what they did last year, right? They're a different football team at home. That defense is out of their mind at the link, right? So if you had to go to, let's say, in Minnesota, New Orleans, not saying they couldn't have won, but I don't know if they did. So this year, early on, if you stub your toe and then you wind up 11-5, I don't know how far that. That's a huge role. That's a huge factor for me, but. As long as 11 is upright, I think they got a shot to win every game.
That might only get you one home playoff game as opposed to throughout.
I just don't think the party's over. Yeah, I think it's just beginning. I think we talked about this when we drafted 11. What are the expectations? How can this be a dynasty? Yeah. Right, and I think we're seeing the start of it. Right, and when you can start it off the way they did, like we were just talking about, with next man up, and you can win one that way, how are you not confident as shit as an entire football team walking into week 1 or week 2, whenever 11's back on the field, and not have the full utmost confidence that you're going to repeat again? I mean, how do you not? I mean, and then you got a lot of guys who didn't get it too, which matters too. A lot of guys, they got the ring, they were around it, but they didn't win it by being on the field. Yeah. Well, you can't tell me that them 5-6 guys aren't hungry dogs right now. When you use that term again, there's hungry dogs. If Jordan Hicks stays on the field for 16 games, he's a fucking problem. We know that, right? Okay? Peters, Carson, Darren, Maragos. I mean, the list goes on guys who were special teams captains or captains of the football team that weren't a part of it, essentially.
And Darren's been quoted multiple times saying how bittersweet it was to get the ring because, he actually does have a ring now.
Yeah. With 2.
Well, yeah.
You always want to be a part of it.
He wasn't a part of it.
Absolutely.
He didn't play,
and that matters.
Yeah, and that matters to these guys.
So, boys, expectations go to Greg, Willy, whoever wants it.
I'm gonna go win the division, get to the playoffs. I just think, last year was just so special, as you pointed out. The last man up, the next man up, usually applies for an offensive lineman, a linebacker. But when you lose your GOAT, you know what I mean? When you lose your guy 11, it's not supposed to happen that way, and it did. You know what I mean? And I just think –
And Dave Roberts was supposed to steal a bag, and the Red Sox weren't supposed to come back from 3-0 to the Yankees too. And that's how these weird
– and that's how
they
end. Yeah. So, and not only that, as you mentioned, the schedule, but you're also going to get everybody's best game now this year too. Because you're it.
Target.
You're the top dog.
We got the target.
As rightfully so, but you're now the top dog as opposed to the underdog.
You're the hunted. Yeah.
You're the hunted. You're getting everyone's best game. And I still think they're the tops in the division. It would not shock me in the least. They're back-to-back. I'm going to go division, get to the playoffs, and then obviously as we saw last year with Nick Foles, whoever was playing quarterback, once you get there, anything can happen. So that's where I'm going. I'm going division.
All right. Big dog.
He kind of stole my I think we win the division. Yes, I think we're the best team in our division. I think the Cowboys are probably the second best. I know the Giants fans out there are trying to tell me other. Don't worry, Giants, you stink. I'm sorry.
I actually disagree with you. I actually completely disagree with you. I think
you're a semi-Giants fan.
No, because the New York Giants are the second best team talent-wise in this division, and anybody who says otherwise
Cowboys are better.
is just on some shit. They're not. They're
They
not.
are.
But, bro, come on. Look at the fucking roster.
They are.
You stop it.
They're
Look
the
at
best.
the roster.
You win on the offensive line.
Oh, come on. They have no wide receiver.
Giants have no line.
They have a below-average quarterback. The Giants' defense is loaded still. You can't run from it. Okay, and you got
Cowboys were just dealt a big blow on the line.
Travis Frederick's out.
Big time.
Forever?
Yeah.
He's got autoimmune disease.
He's got that Gilles-Barons disease.
He's got AIDS?
Not that far.
Can you just spell it? Autoimmune disease spells AIDS.
I know, that's what they said, yeah.
spell it out.
I mean, I'm not a fucking scientist, but autoimmune disease, AID, but that's fine. So anyway, I just think I think the Cowboys. I don't think either one is. I think they're both like 8-8 teams. So I think we're going to win 10 games at least. It's a tough schedule. All right, people are talking 13-3. I don't think we're going to go 13-3. I think we're 10-11, but that wins the division in my opinion. And like you said, once you get the playoffs, anything can happen. I'd love to go 11-5 and get home field. That'd be great. But we'll see what happens. I think that we have a chance to repeat for sure. I think we definitely should win the division. We should make the playoffs, and then, like you said, anything can happen. You know, let's just say it's going to be very tough. It's extremely tough to repeat. But let's go get them.
Listen,
we're going to be hungry. I don't see a Super Bowl. There's usually a Super Bowl hangover. Everyone talks Super Bowl hangover, but like you said, we're missing 4 captains from that team that are hungry. You know, so that makes it better for us, I think.
Well, you just said ties right into where I was going because to me, it's back-to-back. To me, when 11 steps on this field, he's going to be on a mission, okay, and want a mission to finish what he started last year. I really do.
You're doing it. I know
I'm
you
doing
are.
it.
I knew you were doing it.
I'm fucking doing it. Absolutely, I'm doing it.
You've been calling championships for 22 years.
And it's not going to stop now. Not after you win one. Come on. I'm going to sit up high and puff my chest out and say,
he called me in 97. He's like, we're winning it.
When we hired Ray Rhodes. Said, we got our guy. We got our guy. No more Rich Kotite. Let's go.
Sign Mike Vick. We got it.
I just believe that. Listen, I believe in this football team. They're deep all over the field. You'll win up front in this league. We know this, okay? There is not many lines, if any, in football deeper than the Philadelphia Eagles on the defense side of the football. There just isn't. You can look at the Rams and say, yeah, they're loaded up front. We know that. But not many teams have this many bookends that can come get you. I mean, there's 5 different guys from the defensive end position that can come get you. If these guys stay fresh like we talk about and we continue to get leads like we did last year, I think we're a major problem. I know we're the hunted, but I think we're gonna thrive off of that. I really do. Because I think 11 thrives off of this shit. That's what it's all based off of. Listen, I love Nicky. I love the run he went on. But if he has to play more than 4 or 5 games to start this season, we're in trouble, okay? I'm just going to be real with the people, all right? Because I do believe there can be a Super Bowl hangover for a guy like that, okay? You don't get them Super Bowl hangovers from the greats, right? They usually come back next year. They're ready to go. But from a guy who wasn't expected, a guy who was a backup, got the whole Super Bowl tour, the book tour, everything that comes with it, I do think there is a little Super Bowl hangover. And rightfully so.
He's heard a few Big Dick Nick, a few too many
Brady
Big Dick Nick.
After the first one, had a Super Bowl hangover. They didn't make the playoffs the next year.
And that's why I think
since then
he's never had it
again. But that's why I think we're back-to-back because 11's not going to have one.
If it turns out to be a month, what are you looking at? 2-2, 3-1? What do you?
Well, I think our defense is good enough, and we're still a good enough football team that, if you get a hot nick, and hopefully you do because it's warmer weather, you get a hot nick, and, you can go 2-2, 3-1. But I think, worst case, you got to go 2-2 through them 4 games of him playing easily.
I think if Carson's ready, he plays. And I wouldn't be shocked if he plays next Thursday.
I wouldn't be shocked either. Listen, we got tons of family chiming in all over the place from YouTube,
what up,
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere.
We haven't been on the couch in a while. Feels good. Feels good.
You guys are just on.
Well, yeah.
You had a matinee.
On a Sunday.
You had a midnight matinee.
James Wilder, what up?
Midday
Our
matinee.
Canadian goat. Let's fucking go.
Molson.
He said, King Ralph with the cameo. Sean Spielman trying to take shots, saying Carson game some LBs since he injured his knee. That's a stone cold lie. Stop lying to the people. Dan McGuckin today saying, no, he didn't.
Worry about your offensive line spells.
Zeke saying,
you got Saquon Barkley, but he can't run if no one blocks. So
Doug Zeke chiming in. What up, Zeke, man? He goes, holy shit, the couch is maxed out. It always is maxed out, babe. We'll have the recliners in here within the next couple of weeks, too.
The freak.
Danny McGuckin said, get out of his seat, Greg. No, just letting you know.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Chrome, fellas, it's just preseason.
Battle.
This is Carson's team, and it's a whole different animal with 11 behind center. Spot on.
Cromer,
no one disagrees there.
Spielman, Nick Foles looks like shit. We know this.
Could have used you out of the pen last night, Cromer. Could have used you in the 8th inning.
Crum says they can repeat. No need to panic. And while we're at it, go Cards, fire Matheny.
That already happened.
Danny McGuckin.
Stop living in the past.
Run, Bader, run.
Foles is playing without 6 starters. Stop bitching because, he's just like, it's like
First off,
Sean, no.
anyone that's talking about the preseason, how we've looked, seriously, learn football. These are the post-Super Bowl Eagles fans, like I like to call them, okay? This is the fucking preseason. Everything's vanilla. You don't run any plays. You don't run any blitzes. You don't run any schemes. It's just fucking stay healthy and get some work in. That's all it is, all right?
Football
so get
millennials.
the fuck over it.
Football millennials.
They're worse. They're worse than millennials. Let's call them worse than millennials.
Well, Clay McKinney has a good one on the Facebook side. Can your expectations be any less than another trip to the Super Bowl? And I told him I completely agreed with him because how
in reality, I think we all agree that, yes, that's what we want. But I think we're all just also –
It's the NFL.
It's the NFL. Yeah. It's the big boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's certain teams like the Browns that are hoping to win 5 games. One game, and then maybe 5. Right? But everybody, when training camp breaks, you should, if your pride
want to win the division.
If your pride is kicking in, you're a professional athlete, all right, you should want to win the Super Bowl. That's your goal, all right, whether it's the World Series, Super Bowl, NBA championship, Stanley Cup. That's what you play for.
Yeah.
All right? A lot of these guys play for the money and they play for the prestige, and they're piggies. They're me guys, all right? But you should always play for the coveted title, all right? Especially in football. And you're talking about 11. That's how they get graded. All right, that's just the way it is.
If you asked 11, he would tell you get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, some people don't like it, but that's how
they
get judged.
We're playing for a division.
That's how they get judged.
You don't talk about Super Bowl early. You talk about division title. We want to win the division and move from there. That's what we want.
Yeah, John Skeel. Yes, lots of sacks this year to do. Great coverage. Sacks and forced throws are coming.
Lots of sacks.
Lots of sacks. Well, lots of sacks, too.
During the games?
If you're winning the division, it's lots of sex. So,
well, it comes.
Have
you ever been on the road?
You
ever been on the road, guys? Okay, you ever played professional sports on the road?
Tom's been on the road for the last month.
Give it a new meaning to kneeling.
Foles is playing the first month. I can't watch.
What up, Penny?
That's pretty close.
Penny says, got some great football IQ on that couch. But not that soothing to the optic nerve. Yeah, we're not great looking. Yeah. Nobody says that.
I think I'm absolutely handsome. So I don't know.
Michael DeAnderson, our defense will keep us in every game. Robbie Pove winning the division. Clay McKinney says we'll always be hungry dogs. I hope that's the case.
I do agree.
I really do.
Who was it with the defense? I think that is regardless of when Carson returns and Nick. I think that's spot on. Is that early on, that defense, at least as of now, looks like it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we're going to be in each game. It's just a matter of can this offense, regardless of who's on, who's behind center, can they score enough points?
That's why I would give him the nod in week 1, even if he doesn't play. Just, probably raising the banner, all that festivities, the place is going nuts. I mean, it's going to be, you guys are going to be out of your fucking mind. I think you still find a way to win that game.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing that is concerning about preseason. One thing, okay? I actually agree with EDP to a point on this, right? And the point is that a lot of positions I don't need to be crisp, right? I don't need to be perfect. But at the quarterback play, I need you to look clean at times. I do. A little bit. Enough. I don't need you being Sam Bradford going up and down the field against Green Bay.
Oh my God, we're going to Super Bowl.
The greatest show on grass. I don't need that. But I need you to at least be clean at times.
I need you to score a touchdown.
Not even that. I just need you to put a decent drive together, make some good throws.
I don't care.
Just a little bit. I don't need a lot of it, but when it looks really bad, is there a need to be concerned? No, I'm not concerned by it. But I know Kyle's a big believer in don't rush Wentz back. Nobody on this couch believes in rushing Wentz back. But with the second he's ready, the second he's going to play. Now,
listen, they're not rushing Wentz back, okay? They're taking every fucking precaution that you could possibly imagine. If he's on the field, he's ready to fucking go, all right? They're not stupid, okay? They're not playing for, we got to get him on the field. They're playing for the future of the franchise, okay? Let's remember that, people.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's use our fucking heads. That's that lump 3 feet above your ass, all right?
Yeah, I mean we got 10 years, 10 plus with Carson. You don't gotta blow them out year 2
Yeah.
just to go back to back.
And if you,
just to go back to back, because you can do that year 5 and 6.
And as long as you protect 9, you see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it is the preseason, but the line's getting blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't, preseason or not, the dude doesn't have any time, and that's, we know when he has time to sit in there and go through his reads, he's got a big enough arm to pick you apart. He's a system guy. He's a system quarterback. So he just hadn't any time the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, Big Vi, he's not supposed to play. Obviously, if we know Peters is going to miss a couple games, even if he's completely healthy. That's just the way it is.
He's about ready.
Kyle, knock it off. They're not cutting Mike Wallace. Would you stop it?
So V shouldn't play unless those two guys are injured. But they got major problems with that. That guy's getting fucking beat up. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit if it's a schoolyard, preseason, or regular season. He's being exposed right now, or it's embarrassing.
He played pretty well in the playoffs, so.
No, he did. He did.
So,
I'm just saying.
I mean, look, again,
see,
it's
when
the
bell
fucking preseason. I don't care. I don't put any. Guys get way too worked up about it. You're talking about you need to see a drive. I don't need to see shit. I just don't want to see guys blow knees. That's all I care about.
That's different.
That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else.
I understand, but it's different on the line. On the line, you're talking about the guy taking your manhood again, taking your lunch. All right, that shouldn't happen at any time.
No.
I understand.
And especially
when week 1 happens, or when it's time for him to play, as long as he wakes up, of course you're okay with that.
And
but
especially when you look at
hold on. Breaking, a little bit breaking. Jake Friel chiming in. What up, Jake?
Jake?
One of the admins
Jake.
on the Best Damn Eagles group, which is one of the best fucking Eagles, which is the Best Damn Eagles group out there. that easy. That's how that worked. He says, if anyone cares, linebacker Corey Nelson has just been released.
Ooh.
I thought he was the next.
That's interesting.
Oh, no. Because, hey, Howie, I'm looking right at fucking you now. Because now I'm looking right at you. Because you cut one of your starters. Because you brought in Corey Nelson. You brought, Jerry, or whatever the fuck you spell his name.
Nathan
was supposed to be one of your linebackers. So you cut your starting linebacker, a guy who had a really good year last year. Now you got 2. Let's be real. One's never on the field enough, who I love to death, and Jordan Hicks not on the field enough, and the other's suspended the first game. But that's okay, because you're worried about money 2 years from now.
Yeah.
I see you, because that's a mistake. I'm telling you that Michael Kendricks, as much as we hated him at times and then liked him at times, and we thought he had a good year,
He's
I'm not over.
He's a solid player.
I'm not overvaluing the guy. I'm saying that you can't cut starters in this league unless you have a backup for him. And obviously the one you went out and got, who this whole city wanted to crown and tell me how great of a special teamer he was. And I said, well, can he start? Right? He just got cut. I'm just being real with you. I didn't like the Michael Kendricks cut from the second it happened, and I stand by it right now.
You've always been a
Just goes
Kendricks
to show
guy.
you.
Don't try to spin it. Don't try to spin. I'm always a Kendricks guy.
You have been.
I'm
You always have been.
But it shows you how much they value the linebacker position, or not value.
That's where I was headed. Yeah.
Andy, is that you?
We got a great O-line.
Is that Andy?
We got a great D-line.
Fucking LeVon Kirkland?
Probably the best D-line in football, so they're just thinking
Hope
whoever they
guys
put
can
back
run
there
clean.
will run clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yes.
That's.
Justin Pope said, good shit, we got our $1 million back.
So who's it now? Is it the guy with 3 names, or is it Jerry?
Well, it's going to be Nigel
Weak side.
and
We're talking
Hicks
about weak side linebacker. Yeah, I know.
most of the time, but yeah, it's going to be Jerry.
Yeah. And week 1 it'll be hyphen.
Yeah.
Week 1 it'll be hyphen because
Who's
Bradham's
that?
out.
Smith Grugier? Is that his name?
Grugier Hill.
Grugier Hill? That's
Yeah.
it.
It's like
Listen, I just
Joey
don't.
Louis Dreyfus. You know, what I mean, I like hyphen. It works better.
Listen, when I'm in the business, of sitting here.
Unless Navarro Bowman's knocking on that door right now.
Well, I mean, I go knock on his door. Okay,
Yeah.
because you're allowed to knock on other people's doors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the fact that
Knock, zoom.
the fact of the matter is, I'm in the business of back-to-back. I'm in the
game.
business of repeating. I'm in the business of being on Broad Street as much as I can. When you cut one of your starters and a huge contributor, okay? When you told me last year that when Michael Kendricks asked to be traded or released, right, and you said to him, we're not in the business of cutting young talent or trading young talent, but a year later you are, Howie.
Maybe he's not young anymore.
Because let me tell you something. Listen, Howie came a long way, okay? But this isn't free pass Howie time. Make sense? Because if I don't like something, just because you won a Super Bowl doesn't mean I'm not allowed to tell you, I don't like that move.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to the people, too. I know you
at
guys
it.
I don't
don't
give
say
a
whatever the
fuck.
fuck I
Have
want.
at it.
What's up, Gore
Listen,
Balls?
when you win, when you win the Super Bowl, there's a lot of things. It's like sometimes some positions you can throw in perfume on a pig as well. You know what I mean? So he played well, and we knew that. So, but is he the guy that he was for years, or was he the guy he was last year? I don't know.
We don't
like
know,
you
yeah.
said, you still, unless you have a plan B, you really shouldn't let somebody walk out the door. I get that.
When all your linebackers outside of Nigel, when Kendricks and Hicks
Like that.
are similar in a way where they're both banged up a lot, right? I mean, that's been the history career of not only Jordan Hicks, but Michael Kendricks as well, right?
Yeah.
When Kendricks on the field, we love him. When Hicks on the field, we know he's better than Kendricks when he's on the field. But at least I got a backup situation where I got a guy who can play the same spot essentially, but if one goes down, at least I had the other one. Yeah. Why would you not want that? I just don't understand that thought process to save a couple bucks.
For years, Howie's probably said the same thing as everybody. Fucking Kendrick sucks.
You know
what I mean? I don't know.
No, he probably has.
And you want to get rid of him, fine. Get something for him. Don't let him just let him walk.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, too. You literally just let him walk.
You couldn't trade a starting linebacker for a Super Bowl team?
Yeah.
Because I watched Dexter Jackson get overpaid. Like I watched Larry Brown, cash in and back to break.
Larry Brown!
Okay? And you can't get money. You can't get something back, a 6th-round pick or something. You know what I mean? Something that doesn't even matter for a starter?
Yeah.
Because now you got fleeced. Honestly, to me, you got fleeced. In a way. I mean, how is he allowed to get fleeced? He used to get fleeced all the fucking time. Yeah. We used to crown him for his off season, right? We used to, great off season by Howie, but it never came. And then obviously it all came to fruition. Howie's done a great job.
Last year it came.
I'm not crushing the guy.
Came hard.
I just don't like that. I just don't like that decision.
Like a geyser.
A fucking elephant trunk.
Peter North style.
just grab a hold and hold on.
Is that Ron? Is Ron here?
Ralph says, don't worry, Malcolm Jenkins can play linebacker, crying faces. That's going to get me heated. You know, right? Leave a guy where he can play. He's a Pro Bowl safety.
Sadly, you're not wrong.
He's a Pro Bowl safety, not a Pro Bowl linebacker.
They will move him down
in
the box.
All over the box.
It's all right, though.
Malcolm
will be fine. Malcolm's a good player.
Justin Pope says Hicks tried to break Tyrod in half. Oh, listen, Hicks was all over the field.
He was.
On Thursday night. I mean, he was all over the football
field. Hopefully he stays
field.
on his feet.
Yeah, he should be.
And every time he made a tackle, I'm like, concussion. I'm like, oh, my God, hammy. But that was his issue coming out of high school.
Yeah.
I mean, not even college. That was his issue coming out of high school. I mean, that was the number one linebacker recruit in the country, and the only thing derailed him a little bit was nagging injuries, keeping him from going somewhere even bigger than Texas.
Get a Mark Kelso helmet, dude. I mean, let's go. Grow up.
Can
we get that David Wright? Remember that David Wright helmet? When David Wright was wearing that that helmet.
Gary
John Allrood. We'll get a John Allrood.
David Wright was wearing the helmet from Spaceballs. Can we get that into a football form?
Put a mask on.
Quay McKinney says Howie's got something up his sleeve. Well, hopefully that something up his sleeve is Navarro Bowman.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I mean, some guys are going to get cut. We can pick up a guy. Guys are going to get cut around the league. We can pick guys up. All right.
Going to go from 75 to 53 quickly.
Yeah, real quick. Real quick. Now, like I said, I think we're going to be fine. I'm not really worried about anything. And I don't think that Carson's going to start week 1. I don't.
Didn't you just say like 20 minutes ago that you thought he
said
was?
if he's healthy, he can start week 1.
I know
if
that.
If he starts week 1, then he's healthy.
But then you just said
I
you thought
don't think
he was?
he's going to. No, I think they're going to start Nick because it gives him an extra 10 days. I said this on Friday.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I think he starts game 2 after we lose game 1.
Oh, well, you know how this city works. He'll win game 1. You know, Nick will come out and sling it. You know what I mean? Nick will put up 40, throw 4 TDs.
Super Bowl Part 2.
Yeah, you know how it's going to work.
And
then here we go.
Low scoring that game's going to be. Low scoring.
Similar to the playoff game.
Yeah, I think so, too. Real low scoring.
The unders.
Ride that under on that opener. Ride that under.
So you think he plays week 2?
Yes,
definitely, right? You're pretty much stuck on week 2.
Give him an extra 10 days. Gives him 3 weeks from now. I think he's good. I think he's right. I think there's a chance he plays week 1, but I think they're going to be like, we'll take the precaution. You know, Nick won the Super Bowl. Let's lower the fucking banner while Nick's fucking starting. We'll give him a nice ovation. Okay, and then if we lose to Atlanta, okay, Carson's ready to play.
Sudfeld starts second half.
The Suds? You're getting the Suds in there?
Second half.
I don't know about the Suds getting in.
Oh, somebody say Hackenberg?
Sudsy.
Did somebody say Hackenberg?
Oh,
Jesus.
I mean, you can't play for the Jets. How the fuck could you ever play for the Eagles? Yeah, I mean, you landed in the right spot. Like,
I think it's the wrong spot. Like, I actually like the signing. He's not going to play ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, you know.
As far as an organization, the Jets are a disaster, but they've had quarterback issues since Joe Namath.
I like Darnold.
They've also
I
had
told
no
you
one that
I like Darnold.
coaching
I know, but he
quarterback
was there
either.
before Darnold. I'm saying if he was the answer.
Oh,
there was no need
no.
for Darnold.
I'm saying
Yeah,
I like Darnold, but
Yeah.
I agree. Hackenberg stinks.
Meet you Musgrove. Howie knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm allowed to look at one move and say I think that's going to come back and bite us a little bit this year, especially if we don't get a healthy Jordan Hicks the whole season. Frank Hamilton, Grugier Hill, they could have kept Kendricks over.
Hyphen. That's hyphen.
Yeah, so they could have kept Kendricks over Grugier Hill. I don't think them two really matter for each other. Jake Field says, here's one for you. If that's a strong if Hicks stays healthy all year and there's a Pro Bowl caliber year, and then typical Facebook where I can't read the rest of the comment.
What's going on?
Like Facebook. It's just it's a
I'm
new
not
way.
saying
It's like
you. I'm just saying, what the hell Zuck's
when you
about?
try to say see more, you can't do see more. See what else?
Seymour Butts? What the hell is Zuck doing?
It's because
What
it
if he
does it. It
turned
puts
it
those
sideways?
stupid things up.
Frostin1 on YouTube says Bowman is available, and so is Carlos Dansby. There's two names. I'd rather have Bowman.
Carlos
but-
Dansby's 1,000, and so is Bowman. They're both collecting fucking AARP. I'll go for a younger guy. Thanks.
Wilford Brimley?
Nitro Freak says Foles looks like week one starter. Boys got to ride with him. Well, I don't think anybody disagrees. We got to ride with him. We don't have a freaking choice. Philly JT said a great time cutting Kendricks. Made no sense. TTP, what up, brother? He said, last time I checked, the Seahawks went back-to-back Super Bowls, and if they weren't for Pete Carroll's dumbass throw with Lynch in the backfield on the 1 yard line, that team would still be together. Ooh. It's a good point.
That's Pete Carroll's MO because he's a fucking shiesty piece of shit. I hate Pete Carroll. Always have.
That's the greatest scene in the league.
Yeah,
Where they're on the beach.
I mean, did other people in there say that you don't ever go back-to-back? We didn't say that.
I said it's hard to go back to back.
Yeah, no, of course it
But-
is. I mean, this
That-
is the NFL.
that- that's just fact. It is hard to go back to back.
You know what I mean?
All right, here's Jake's comment.
It's extremely hard.
If Hicks stays healthy as a Pro Bowl caliber season, do you re-sign him? And then he wrote fucking Facebook. yeah, I think you do, Jake. You know, if he stays healthy again, that's 2 years of health, 2 out of 3. I think you definitely do. Because he's a Pro Bowl guy. I mean, when he's on the field, he's special.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
I just think it comes back to where else you have at the position. You know, you obviously don't value the position in the draft. So what else do you have? So, yeah, if he's healthy and he proves that he can play and be healthy, then, yeah, you have to resign him because who's going to replace him?
Yeah, nobody.
Nathan?
Jerry.
Gary or Jerry?
Jerry.
Nate Jerry?
2 first names?
Danny Donato. Who do
It
you
should be
guys?
Jerry Nathan.
Who do you guys
Like him
think
better.
we should keep at the 4th running back spot? Not that we're talking about 4th running backs, but I mean I think it's going to probably be Smallwood. I know people don't want to hear that.
It's just for the special team's sake. That's all. That's the only reason why he would get the nod. You know,
Yeah.
you
The guy
like
with
to-
the little
you
dick
like
we're
to
going to keep.
You would like to keep the younger guy like Adams, and hopefully he can turn into something.
I think you can hide Adams on a practice
Well,
squad
that-
where Smallwood's got nowhere to go.
Yeah,
you know,
of course,
and
of course.
you at least you have a guy. Now dude, we're talking about a 4th running back, so everybody just relax. But you're talking about a guy who has starter experience over a rookie that you're going to have a little bit more trust in at this point. That doesn't mean throughout the year that Adams doesn't get put on the 53-man and Smallwood's gone. It doesn't mean that. But I think to start the year, they're going to go with a guy that at least they know. Right, and where you can
like
hide
I said,
out.
This isn't college. When you got 53 guys, you got to use every guy to their ability and what they can do in multiple hats. You know what I mean? So
that's
when Smallwood's a special teams guy, so
Yep.
to me that would be a no-brainer. Even though you're like talent-wise, I'm tired of looking at Smallwood, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you can store that guy on the practice squad, that's what you do, and then the other guy runs around.
Well, Justin Pope says
Returns
you
kicks and
can't
stuff.
hide Adams on the practice squad. Well, I think you can. I mean, I think that we're like crowning him as the next, the next great running back
He's saying
in
somebody's
football.
going to pick him up. Is that what he's saying?
Well, then let someone pick him up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and that because running backs are a dime a dozen.
Yes, seriously.
Especially these 4th guys, like these 4th-time running
Yeah,
backs.
yeah, yeah.
They're a dime a dozen. You know, I mean, how Adrian Peterson was out. Now, granted, he's 900 years old, but he was out there still up until he got signed by Washington. You know, so it's like these guys are available. I like the kid. I would keep him, but I think
He's not
Smallwood's
Todd
the
Gurley.
logical-
He's not Bell. I mean, come on. It's just,
Yeah, I think
Let's
everybody
call
needs
him
to
who he is,
relax.
you know what I mean?
I can hide the guy. I believe you can hide the guy. I mean, a lot of people out there were crowning Pumphrey last year. He's the greatest thing ever, right? And he was hit on the practice squad all year too when he wasn't hurt.
Who was the wide receiver everybody wanted 2 years ago?
Paul Turner.
Paul Turner.
Right, I mean-
and no one picked his ass up.
Yeah, like I think you're going to be safe with Josh Adams, who has injury concerns throughout his college career, who didn't live up to his potential in his college career for the most part because of injuries. Right, I think that's a guy that you can hide for a year. That's all, or at least a couple months, because there's so many goddamn backs in football. There's a million. Nobody's going to go pluck in for a guy who, let's be real, he wasn't Bo Jackson in preseason. He's had a good preseason. He looked good, strong, physical. We get that. He's not Bo.
The other thing, too, is when you pluck him off of waivers or our roster or our practice squad, you got to put him on your roster. So that means he's got to be one of your 53.
Is your mic on?
I don't think so. I can't hear myself.
No,
in
I
here.
think
It's very low.
Give yourself a little, a little turn on
I was going to say, I didn't
on the
hear
gain. Give Greg a little gain turn.
I can hear him, but it's very
It's
low.
not going to be
I
that
can't
one,
see him
Daddy.
now.
It's not going to be that one. It's going to be on the mixer. First time, long time?
It's been a
Wow.
while since we've been on the
I know,
couch.
but no. It
Wow.
needs you need to give yourself a little.
Hello?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there
he
she
is.
blows.
There he
There's
is.
Daddy.
There she is.
Uh-oh. Daddy's
Can you hear me
home.
good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, great. Yeah, I heard you the whole time.
Hell,
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Dude, you were going without a mic.
I don't know.
Philly JC says
I was just going.
Timmons.
It's been a while. I don't know what I'm
Timmons,
doing.
right?
What do I do with my
Definitely heard
hands?
you, but I didn't
Is that
hear you.
Lawrence?
What am I doing with my hands?
Yeah, Timmons. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
Lawrence Timmons.
he's old as well, but he's out there.
I feel like he's not a 3-4 guy, though. I feel like he's played more
big
3-4
3-4.
than a
Pittsburgh guy.
4-3. Yeah. We did,
And we experimented with that for a while.
I'm a big fan of Navarro.
Didn't work.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of Navarro because he takes Jordan Hicks off the field on running downs, which is huge for his health, in my opinion.
So just to finish that other point,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're losing, you're talking about your fourth running back. So, I mean, even if somebody got him, they got him.
Yeah.
Wish
They're gonna
wish
keep the
him
guy
luck.
with the little
pat,
cock.
pat him on the ass and
Smallwood.
wish him luck. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about your fourth guy. So, how much was he meaning to your organization? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, okay, you think?
I mean, not saying this year, like even in the future. I mean, come on.
Listen, I love it. We fall in love with guys in preseason football because that's what we have to look at.
Always.
I understand that, but remember something. This is
Remember
how deep
Chris
we
T.
are.
Jones?
This is how deep we are. We're talking about a
The
fourth
Falcons.
running back.
I remember Chris T. Jones.
You know what I mean? We're talking about a fourth
Those
running
other
back.
cats don't.
About making this team and where who makes this your fourth running back. We're not talking about the guys that were already marked in. That's the great thing about
First
this
off,
football
if he's
team.
getting carries, we're in big fucking trouble. All right?
TTP says he's got us going 11-5 and making another playoff run. Yeah, I said 12-4. I'm going to stick with 12-4.
Yeah, it's too much. 11-5, 10-6. We have a very tough schedule.
Damn it, Guck.
Very tough schedule.
This is back to Wentz. He said Ruben Frank said doctors put Carson through a challenging 35-minute workout pregame on Thursday. So, I know Howie was looking at him
Dude,
closely.
he's doing some.
But he looked good, boys.
He's pretty ready.
He was moving.
Maragos was talking about the other day, saying that he's been watching because they all were rehabbing together, like all fucking 5 of those guys, 4 of them, whatever. 5, I guess it is 5. And Maragos was like, he's like, I've been watching tape of you. He said, talking about how he's like, you're not favoring it anymore at all, which is good. That's good to know.
Yeah. That is good to know. Michael DeAnderson says the Eagles are great at controlling the clock. He believes that can get us through the first few games if there isn't a Carson.
Well, listen, the
And
first
we know
few
that
games,
already, yeah. We know that,
even if
Mike.
he's
That's
sitting
a
the
good
first 3, we'll say, okay, Atlanta's a very tough game in the opener, but we should be pumped up for it. I think we might lose it, but then after that, what we got?
No crab legs.
Yeah, no
and
crab
the
legs.
Colts are going to come here. They're a better Colts team, but you're coming here.
But
You
they're
know, you're
coming here. They're
No
coming here,
crab
and we got we got no Jameis,
and you
right?
gotta go, and you got to go to Tennessee. That's the tough one.
So no
that's the first one. That's the
Jameis, no
first one.
Jameis for Tampa.
That'll be a good game.
And then Indianapolis.
Yep.
And Tennessee's got a whole new coaching regime.
Yeah.
I could see them not being very good this year.
Yeah, Tennessee.
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 It's like the beginnings a little bit of your
Tennessee.
softer schedule
Yeah.
early on where you can get away with, 4 weeks or 3 weeks or even, 2, and you give them a little bit more time. But listen, they know the situation better than anybody that's around on how he's ready to go and if he is ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they know.
Phillies JT says, what do you guys think about Matt Jones? Who?
See you, Kyle.
Matt Jones.
See you, Kyle.
Who? Matt Jones, right here. That's what I think about Matt Jones.
I would have caught him mid-game the other day. Like, that's how bad he was.
Goodness.
Michael DeAnderson says the Eagles are the best team at home for 2 straight years. It's going to be really hard to beat the Eagles at home. And that's factual.
Yeah, we're
brother.
very tough. We're very tough at home.
That's factual.
Actual, factual.
If you're just joining us,
Absolutely.
our poll question, what are your season expectations for the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles? You got back-to-back champs, NFC title game, who just win the division, playoffs.
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 Miss playoffs? I
Playoffs.
don't think anybody has that, but if you do, let us know because we'll fucking expose you.
Playoffs.
We will sit here and we will ruin your Sunday.
7 and 9.
Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game. Guys, we're talking about playoffs?
I love that skit.
That's great.
I love that skit.
That's one of my best.
stop.
One of the best. That one and Dennis Green when he's like, "You want to crowd their asses? Then crowd them.
Oh, yeah.
We let them off the hook."
R.I.P. Dennis.
Michael D'Andrea says 11-5 NFC East champions and NFC title game. That's where he's got it. That's where I guess he's stamping it that they're going.
So why don't we go through it? I mean, I guess it's easier if 11 was playing, but you want to just say he's playing if we went through it, or you want to hold him out through the month? Like if we just went around like
Let's go through the games. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Falcons. Let's
Loss.
say he's playing. Let's say he's playing.
Yeah, you know what? You can sit on that side because I'm going to go win because I you're too busy looking in the past. On after when Tampa came in, they opened the link. And you think it was a big game for us, and it were, them days are over, babe. Them days are over.
That's
the curse,
fine.
The
That's
curse
fine,
is
babe.
over. We don't have to expect
I don't
something
think
bad to
that
happen.
Carson's going to play week 1.
So
And I think we're going to lose to the fucking Falcons. That's all. Falcons are a very good team. I think they're going to win their division this year.
Nobody's saying they're not a good team. I just
Okay.
think we win that game. That's all.
That's
You're
fine.
right.
We could have lost in fucking January when we were there. It was very close. Came down the last play.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I gave you a ticket.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'm
Yeah,
going loss.
I hope so.
You hope so.
I'm going loss.
Loss.
I'll headbutt you live.
Just because I think Nick plays.
I'm going to go win just because the atmosphere. I mean, Falcons are very, very, very good, but just the whole atmosphere and everything. I mean,
Oh, that place is
I
going to be
think if I win, yeah.
bananas.
Oh, it's gonna be wild. Yeah.
It's going to be bananas.
I kind of want to get. I want to get tickets, but
I'll go win. Win.
Win.
Bucks at Bucks.
win.
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 Smoke. By the way,
Home
smoke.
home against the Colts.
Win.
Win.
Titans
Buck gets hurt again.
at Tennessee.
Loss.
Win.
Loss for me.
Because I got 3-0 up at that point, so I got to throw an L around somewhere.
Yeah, shit. You didn't throw it around a couple years ago. Remember that? Can't find the loss. We went like fucking 5-11.
Home
Can't
against
find a loss.
home against the Vikings.
Win.
Win.
You know that horror story.
Win.
Win.
Winners. Home at the Giants.
Win.
Win. The Giants stink.
Win.
Loss.
I think I got him 6-1.
Wow. Tony, make that pick for you?
It's a night game. Home against the Panthers.
Win.
Loss.
Win. Do I got him going? I got 7-1 right now. Let's go.
As do I. Just
Win.
losing the first game, by the way.
Win.
You got him running off 7.
Well, that's what Carson
Because
goes
Carson's back.
That's
I had Titans and Giants loss so far. All right. In London against the Jags.
Loss.
I'll go
as well.
loss.
Yeah,
I think we
go
lose
loss.
in London. It's just the fucking travel, and I don't think the Jags are very. I really don't think the Jags are very good. I think they're overrated. Their defense is good.
But what
I
tra-
I think
That's
they're
what
overrated,
travels
but
is
the
defense
travel,
travels.
Yeah, the
the
trip
travel.
sucks.
I think that game's like a fucking 12-10 fucking terrible game that's on at 9 a.m. that everyone's
Trip-
gonna hate
yeah,
to watch.
The trip sucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
People want to go to London to see that. Fucking fuck you. Ain't going to fucking
That's my
London.
birthday weekend. I was looking at it.
Ugh.
Those packages
Cowboys
were-
at home.
I have more of an issue with you
Expensive
saying your
shit,
birthday
Oh,
weekend.
Cowboys at
I have
home.
more of an issue you spreading your birthday out through a weekend. Wow.
No, I don't at all.
We're not
12 years
chicks.
old. No.
We're not chicks, babe. We're not chicks. We don't have birthday months.
12-year-old
We don't have
Greg.
birthday
It's a whole
fucking
month.
months.
Could be a
whole
birthday
No, you don't have
week if
birthday
you want.
months.
week.
That's what my wife
week
does.
if you
Grow
want.
up, Peter Pan. That's
No.
what my wife does.
Dude,
Don't listen
birthday
to this
week.
fucking
I take
Fugazi.
the whole week off of work.
Don't listen to this
I'm not mad about
Fugazi.
that side of it. It's a birthday weekend. Grow up.
Birthday
Where are
week.
we at?
Birthday week.
7-2 right now. Where are we at?
Cowboys at home.
Win.
Win.
8-2. Let's go. Giddy up.
At New Orleans.
Win.
Loss.
Fucking 9-2. Bring it on. We'll fucking roll them too.
Loss.
You want to put 11 on turf? Let's go.
Tears all
Giants
the
at home.
Grow up, don't you?
Win. Giants stink again.
Let's go again.
Win, win.
I got 12-4, so I got to throw a lot of wins around.
Redskins at home.
Dub.
Win.
Win.
What week are we? Before I go 14-2.
At Dallas. Loss.
Loss.
Loss. Good. There's an
That's
L.
my fourth
At
loss.
the Rams. A loss.
Win.
Loss.
Just like last year.
I'll give that one a loss. So there's my
Just
4,
no-
and then they run off
Just
the
no
rest.
QB injury, hopefully.
Texans at home.
Win.
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 Winner. At Washington to finish up. Winner.
Loss.
Chicken dinner. That is a tough
Win.
game. I know
Yeah,
they usually
loss.
split, don't they? For
That's
a
a
loss?
loss.
They
12-4.
usually-
Yeah,
they
they
usually
usually
split
split.
with.
12-4.
Here's what it is: you either sweep the Giants and split Redskins, or you
Split the Giants, sweep Redskins. Yeah. Plus, I think we have I think we're 11-4 going into that last game. We have everything locked up. We play nobody. We lose at Washington, 11-5.
All right, 12-4. I mean, we're right there. We're not far off. Rob Lubman says Eagles 11-5, and then he's talking about the Phillies going 80 and 80 between winning 80 and 83.
Yeah, I'm anywhere from 10-6, 11-5 myself.
80 and 83. We're going to go 11-20 the rest of the way. All right, tell that dude to eat a dick.
Dicks are being eaten.
Eat a dick.
Justin Pope said the Jags played in the UK before too, which matters. You know, the Jags have played in the UK.
They love that trip.
I feel like they've done this twice already, haven't they?
Yeah,
twice. They've done way more than twice.
Yeah,
it's their
yeah.
home stadium, basically.
Yeah.
They play 3 games a year there.
Wembley?
They do love
Give a wave when you come by.
Come on, Chris. You're allowed to say hello to the camera. It's Eagles season.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Jags play 2 games there a year, basically, right? For like the last 3 years they
Feels
have.
like it, for sure.
So, yeah. Yeah, they ripped the shit out of Baltimore there last year. I know that. And I think they won another game there last year. They've won games. It's legitimately like their other home stadium.
Yeah.
They play there a lot.
Yeah, they played the Lions there one year. Yeah.
They play a lot there. Jags play there a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
They're definitely more used to the trip than we are. That's for sure.
They're the only team in the NFL willing to give up a home game
Yeah.
to make that trip.
They give 2.
Because they realize
Well, they've had games that were blacked out before they got, some of this.
Well, because they're trying to move to London. They're like, move us over here.
Before they got
Fucking
some of this,
Jacksonville
before they
sucks.
got some of this talent in,
Clay can cry us a river. I know he's
being
somewhere
blacked
around.
out.
Oh, I know. EDP says, got to read this. He goes, my homie Marvin that predicted us to win a Super Bowl last year before preseason bet $15,000 that we're fucking repeating. Let's go. I like guys that are invested. Yeah, I mean, that's an investment.
$15,000's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah.
But he obviously predicted it last year, probably won some good money on it, and, can throw this around. That's some good shit, though.
60-1 last year, right?
40.
What's that,
I think.
Mika?
41.
Misha?
Mika Musgrove? Misha Musgrove?
I
Yeah.
don't know if I have it right, but whatever.
Whatever.
16-0. Let's go.
Yeah.
William.
That ain't gonna happen.
Where's William at? William Whiteset says, I'm sorry, guys. I got the Birds going 13-3. I can't name 5 teams that can beat us. We ain't mad at you, brother. We're all having trouble naming them. Kevin McDonald, I got the Birds going 12-4, going to the NFC Championship game against the Rams. Yeah, that's where I think that's who I believe are the 2 NFC title contenders. As of right now, on paper, it's easier. We'll see. Now you get a healthy Rodgers in Green Bay.
Not me.
Atlanta.
I think Atlanta's better.
You are laying it up.
I think Atlanta has a good year. I think they had a down year last year. I think they have a better year this year.
Did all
I really do.
Did all 4 or 5 teams, that are the closest competitors, did they all get better? You know what I mean?
The Rams did, I think.
No, I'm just saying. The Rams, Packers, Falcons, Saints, and who else?
Vikings?
Yeah, Vikings, yeah. Which Captain Kirk's an upgrade, I believe.
Yeah, Vikings definitely got better. I still think that we ripped the Vikings.
I'm just saying.
We play Vikings at home. Come see us. Like I said, championship morning. We're going to smoke this team. Everybody laughing at me. I said, we're going to smoke this team.
Yeah, just for
smoke job.
Just for something to talk about. You know what I mean? Those 5 teams. I mean, everybody strives to get better.
I'll never stop patting myself
do you get better? You know what I mean? So the Eagles get better.
That was my favorite show ever.
The Eagles got better.
Yeah, it was a good one.
By getting healthy. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
More so than going out and spending a ton of money. Yeah. They got better just by guys getting back on the field.
TTP Ballin says, how do you all think the new tackling rule will affect the first couple weeks? I actually think the tackling rule is fucking bullshit. I think everyone thinks that. But I think they call it way more. It's like when they changed the rules a couple years ago for that one rule. They call it way more aggressive in the preseason than they will. They try to work the kinks out in the preseason. Right. So they won't call it as much. There's still going to be some terrible calls for it, and we're going to be screaming at our fucking TVs with just terrible calls for it. But I think it's going to be down from what it is right now. It's fucking brutal. It's absolutely terrible watching some of these games.
I hear the other one coming back, too, is defensive holding. I think that's another point of emphasis because they want the scoring back up.
Well, they just, once again, they just got to always go extreme, right? So now you saw, nobody, has any investment in Marcus Lee, but he got hurt yesterday, probably directly tied to that rule. Right? Not too many guys go low anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they're forcing you to go low. They're trying to save your brain, and this guy's poor leg went that way yesterday.
Yeah.
You know
Marquise Lee did?
Yeah.
Happy I didn't draft him.
Yeah.
See ya.
Right out the door.
See ya, Jags.
So I think you see, whether you see it called a lot. I think it's still going to change the way defenders play, and you're going to see the injuries are going to go up. You know what I mean? So they're trying to save them long term, but you're going to see a lot more ankles and knee injuries as well.
Yeah, I know. You got the Falcons in the title game, but we got some people chiming in where Dan McGuckin says, I said 12-4 though, so I don't know what the fuck our fourth loss is, and he says, fuck it, 13-3. I love the change, Danny. Frank Fesby says 12-4. Ryan agrees with you. Eagles Falcons title game. Justin Pope, you all see Brent announced his retirement yesterday.
I did not.
Yeah, he announced it at Fan Fest.
The Selleck?
Yep.
Good for him. I love Selleck. And I love how he said he'd retire before he played for the Cowboys. Love it. Love it. Eat shit, Dallas.
Right off into the sunset, brother.
Yeah, there's
He's
no
in
better
the
way to go
restaurant
off.
business. Yeah, plus
There's no better way to go out.
Business. He's
Doing
doing
awesome
well.
commercials for
Yeah.
Wawa.
Yeah.
Hey, he's probably smacking some fine fucking thing.
James Wilder, I got 11-5, 12-4. Depends if they win the last game of the season with the starters resting.
Yep.
A lot of people are on that. The last game.
Yeah.
Starters sitting. Ryan said we're playing back-to-back games in Atlanta. That would mean he would have us as the dog in the NFC title game in Atlanta to play back-to-backs there.
Oh, that's where the Super Bowl is.
The Mercedes.
I was going.
Remember that video not too
Yeah.
long ago when I was in Georgia out front of
I
there
do.
saying,
Yes.
plan on being back here?
Yes, I do remember that.
Enemy territory. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Frank Hamilton says 11-5, lose in division. So I guess losing divisional round.
Divisional round?
Little news
That's
here.
what the fucking Sports Illustrated has doing, and we're not going 11-5 losing division.
Our producer extraordinaire just handed me 24 minutes ago. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz hasn't been cleared for contact yet, as his recovery from a torn ACL continues. Head coach Doug Peterson said Sunday Wentz was given a green light to begin participating 11-11 a week ago, which marked another step forward. He's been splitting first-team reps in practice with. So he still has yet to be cleared
for contact, which would be last second to me. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to clear you a week, 11 days beforehand. They're going to clear you a day beforehand.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There's no
Especially
need.
when you wear the red jersey.
Yeah, there's no need.
It's just like there's no reason to go out there.
We're going to make it clear.
You don't need to go bang people like other people. Like get your hands on people. It's you're the quarterback. You wear the red penny for a reason. Like you don't need to be touched.
All our bobbles agree.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Philly JT said the Vikings game should be on prime time. It'll probably get switched. When that time comes.
They'll do that.
TTPA says I hear they're factoring intent into these calls, talking about the new tackling rules. So accidental head contact is okay?
Well, that's what Pereira was on the broadcast. I was listening to the game, and Pereira came back and he said over the last week,
how do you judge
they
that?
kind of loosened up the noose on that call to where, like, if you don't think that it was intentional, you can leave the flag in your pocket. As opposed to, because some of them, the guy's going to lower your shoulder, then there's only one spot for your head to go then, too.
It's pussy. It's just listen, the bottom line is that this game, there's fucking injuries in this game, and it's going to hurt you down the line. You get paid handsomely for it.
It's coming.
Just fucking deal with it.
It's
I'm
coming.
sorry.
It's coming sooner or later.
Just
You
deal with
guys
it.
don't have to like it.
It's
coming sooner or later where you're going to start getting fucking flags.
Like
I'm
everyone,
telling
these
you, it's gonna become
guys
fucking
kill
flag
themselves
football.
when they're 60 and they die when they're 65. Okay, well, guess what? They can come work at UPS, all right, and I'll be a football player, and I'll die at 60 happily with millions of dollars, and they can fucking bust their ass at UPS, make no fucking money like I do. It's a great time. And live till they're 80.
It's like anything else. Dude, you know what you're signing up for.
Fucking
A.
A.
You know what you're signing up for. Just like if you drink a thing of vodka, a giant thing of vodka every day, chances are you'll be dead in a little while. You know what I mean? Like your liver's going to shut down. Like but you signed up for that. Like it's just the same thing. I mean,
you either go flags or take the face mask off.
Yeah.
That's the other side.
The flags are
The old
coming.
leatherheads. Old leatherheads.
Oh, could we go back to the old Leatherheads?
George Cooney.
Dan McGuckin says that Vikings game is a 4:25 game of the week on Fox. They won't change that. No, and they won't.
Well,
That'll be the
that's
game
prime
of the week.
time, though.
That's a game of the week.
That's
yeah,
game of the
prime
week on
time.
Fox. Yeah, 425.
And you really can't. And he's right. You can't flex it until after week 8 anyway. I believe.
Yeah, but that 425 is when I do the game of the week. Fox game of the week. 420. Oh,
Right.
it's 425.
Well,
yeah.
cool. Speaking of Fox game of the week, Clay McKinley says, "What do you guys think about Fox taking over the Thursday night games? Probably be better.
I think
honestly.
so.
I think it'll be a better broadcast.
I think they
You
need
don't
to do
think
away
so?
with Thursday night.
Well, I think we all agree there.
Yeah.
Thursday night games are fucking
We got to
atrocious.
see Joe Buck again. That means we got to see Joe Buck and
Joe suck, yeah.
I like Joe.
You
I like him.
You would like Joe.
you're gonna look back at the end and like like once he's gone, you're going to be like, who are these new guys? These guys suck. You know what I mean? Like you're going to end up putting him in the pantheons with the best because he does every sport. That's the other thing too.
We hate him. We hate him in Philly, but he is good.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Okay.
He's got a great voice.
He's
I
good.
mean,
I mean, he's
fucking
good at what he
sucks.
does.
He's not his fucking dad, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I never said he was.
Jack would slap him in the mouth.
Nobody's crowning him, Daddy. You know what I mean? We're not crowning the guy, but he's good.
I don't know.
Okay, William White said, let's get off of that. Fuck Joe Buck. Hey, guys, who do you start
I like
at corner?
Troy,
I like
I like
Darby
Troy.
and Jones, but it's
I
going
like
to be
Troy.
Darby. It's going to be Darby and Mills. I mean, I'm just being real with you guys. Sidney's going to be in the slot.
Yeah.
And he'll get
that's
some
true.
outside time, too. But majority, there's your three, and they're sort of interchangeable besides Darby going in the slot.
Right.
Okay, I mean, Darby's had a really good preseason. You know,
Those three
Jim's
are-
loving
those
him.
three
And with
are-
Robinson going out the door, you know, you're going to need Sidney to do his thing. You know, what I mean, the
Those
guy
three are
was
going to be on the
projected,
field a
you know.
lot.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're right, Sweep. Sidney's got to do his
You gotta-
thing.
you gotta
Yeah.
do his thing. I mean, if he's the guy that was supposed
Sidney
to be a
looks
top
good,
10
so-
pick.
Yeah, and he
so
looks
let's
good
see.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, JT's saying it. I mean, you know, he's good in the slot. I think that's where Sidney's going to start. Now, at some point in his career, we being asked that guy, absolutely.
Yeah, when we let Darby walk after this
but
year.
right now, you know, or or trade Darby,
Yeah.
whatever. Rob Aldersberger, 11-5, 12-4. If Wentz is the QB and plays at the level of last year or better, they win the Super Bowl again. And I think that's where everybody's at right now.
Big Bob.
Sorry, that's all I had right there. Thought I had more for a second. Where were we at? Where are we at?
All right, so this one. How about this? So who do you see winning the divisions in the NFC? And we'll do AFC too. But division winners. I want division winners. I'll give you mine. I got the Eagles. I got Green Bay in the north. I got Atlanta in the south, and I have let's switch it up on everybody. San Fran in the west. Fuck the Rams.
San Fran was my pick last year. It was funny. I might have been a year early on them. But San Fran is a nice one.
I never
like
bet
it.
against A-Rod, so I'll go Rams, Saints, Packers, Eagles.
I'm right. Chalk. Right with sweeps.
Yeah, I think I'm with sweeps. I like the Saints a little better than the Falcons. I wouldn't put it past the Falcons, but I do think the
Hoskins over
Rams.
off Estrada.
Yeah.
I do think the Rams out in the West. I just think defensively wise.
And I think it's a battle of for the Niners, Vikings, and Falcons for the
wild card.
You know what I mean?
Jimmy GQ.
Hey, what a surprise. Hoskins, solo homer.
Yeah, so happens when
Stop me if you heard
so
that
happens when you
before.
bet
That
second.
happens when you fucking
Santana
do.
just homered.
Back to back. Let's go.
Hey, somebody's got a Phillies lineup. Let's go.
And I forgot to tell you. To put the game in.
Suck it, Marco.
Yeah, he did.
Fucking shit.
I guess a little too late now.
You get that in? I did say it to you. I did say it. I mean, it should be.
Hey, yesterday blew a 5-0 lead, so maybe the guy will take it.
You gonna eat it?
No, I'm not
Danny
gonna
says
eat
Eagles, Saints, Rams, Green Bay. He's right with us.
Okay.
Right with me and you sweeps. And he says New England, Houston, Pitt, and L.A. Chargers.
I like the Chargers. I like that.
Love me some Rivers, you know what I mean?
Uh,
They can start fast. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess anything's
That-
better now in 4.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? AFC?
Well, somebody said
Chargers are going to tie into my.
I'll give you.
My little later on.
I love the Chargers this year. I think they have a phenomenal year. So if we're going AL, I'm going New England. Obviously, they don't fucking lose the division. I'm going Pitt. I'm going New England, Pitt, Chargers, Texans.
New England, Pitt, Chargers, Texans.
New England, Cleveland, Chargers, Texans.
Yeah, it's.
Start hot.
I think
28 early.
I'm just sick of Pittsburgh. I mean, I think Pittsburgh wins, and I'm just going someone different here.
Oh, yeah.
Did
That's
you
what
say?
I'm going.
Did you say Cleveland?
Dolphins, Chargers, Steelers,
Dolphins.
Jags.
Dolphins.
Although,
Tannehill slinging.
although I could see
Who's
the
he
Jag.
throwing?
Trying to sneak that by.
Amendola?
Probably should have said them third, and then they could have
Yeah.
got by you guys.
He swung it by us.
That South, though, I think is a three-headed race.
Oh, yeah.
I think it
Two.
could come down to Houston, Tennessee, and Jags.
I don't think Tennessee's good this year. I think everyone thinks they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be. I'm telling you, Tennessee's below 500. I think
next
year Tennessee will be good.
I mean, if he's healthy. I
Right.
don't like the Colts. I'm saying
I like the
if
Colts
Andrew
if Luck's
plays well,
if Luck's healthy. I think the Jags
they
take
can
a step back
they can win
too.
some
I'm
nine
telling you.
games.
There's
maybe.
one guy that looks worse than Nick Foles right now, though. It's Andrew Luck. But he's got a reason.
Yeah, I think people are crowning Houston a little bit. Like, if this is the second ACL injury for him.
Yeah.
Let's pump our fucking brakes a little bit. Okay, on a team that's underachieved all day.
But I tell you what, though, they have a phenomenal defense. They should have a phenomenal.
That's great,
defense.
and their whole issue is guys staying on the fucking field.
That's
been
true.
their issue
Very
all the time.
true. Very true.
I ain't gonna listen. I'm not putting my money on a bunch of dudes who are never healthy or not healthy enough, right? So the Jaguars are the best team in that division.
I don't think so.
It's a fucking slow the fuck down. Are you guys kidding me? You want to talk about defenses? They'll manhandle Houston. They will beat Houston
Jaguars
up.
stink.
Oh my God!
With
dude.
that being
defense
said,
is the best
though,
defense in football.
That quarterback can't even throw the
stink.
fucking ball.
It has nothing to do with that. They went to an NFC title game without a quarterback.
Congratulations.
How great's that defense? They got a run game. They can pound you.
We'll see.
They physically beat you up
Just because
defensively.
they did it last year, we'll see.
It's a lot of swagger on that defense, and I'm going to go.
That's fine. He's out there blowing dudes. All right, I know
What's
you
up?
love him.
What's up,
He'll
Philly?
probably blow you.
What's up, Philly Sports News?
What up?
With
You're a
that
big
being said,
Ramsey
though,
guy. I
about
know you
Houston,
I'm a big Ramsey guy, but that defense is the best in football. You can't run from that.
but the fact that they still continue
taking
to find a
fucking
way to the
hot cocks
playoffs
to the throat.
with that coaching staff, though, kind of leads me to, like, I'm going to trust them for a second. Because you're right. Their offense, Deshaun, whoever it is, can't stay on the field, and yet they still find their way in the playoffs.
I understand that, but not win. I'm not have them win a division. You guys want to put them as a wild card team. I mean, it's complete total disrespect to two teams in that division. One, because if Luck's healthy, you're right. You know what Andrew Luck is.
Yeah, but the rest of that team's
I understand that, but they've always been bad, and they still win the fucking division.
Yeah, but the division was weak then.
I understand that. I'm not saying they're winning division.
Do you?
But you're putting Houston over. I'm not putting Deshaun Watson over a healthy Andrew Luck ever. Okay, and I'm sure it's not going to help put him over the best defense in football to win that division. I just think people are really crowning Houston right now. There's a lot of crowning.
Listen, I am not.
A lot of Houston
Bill
crown.
O'Brien, though. I do like Bill.
So do
I love Bill.
And I'm
I love Bill.
I am not the biggest Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson has a lot of talent. I think he was extremely good in college. The two-time ACL is a thing, man. That's a thing.
Scary.
I don't think he'll ever be as good as he was
6-game window
last year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
You're
think he'll
talking
ever
about
be as good as he was
6-game
for 6 games last year.
Yeah, I don't take anything away from him, but it was talking
But
about 6
I think he can be solid, and I like their playmakers. I like their team. I like Houston's team. I think they have if they're healthy. If they're healthy, I think they have a good offense, good running back, good receiving core, solid quarterback, and they have a really good defense
And a really good coach. I think we all agree there. I'm not ready to put them ahead of Jacksonville. Now, you want to say Colts because you don't know Luck and their team and roster-wise not good enough.
I think anyone can win that division.
But they put them over. I think the Jacksonville's are sort of going under the radar right now, and by a lot.
Which
not
is
just
probably the
not
way
just
they
in
like
our
it,
chat.
too.
Yeah, not just in our chat, but
Colts
everywhere.
are going
you know
under
what I
the
mean?
radar too.
But the Jags are really under the radar. We're like because of Bortles, which I get, but you can't overlook how good that D is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Because defense and running games win football games.
And then,
if you can do them two things.
Well, they didn't score 41 points last year. He had a hand in that. You know what I mean? Fournette went nuts a little bit, and then Ben threw a couple pick sixes. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like he still put up some points. He went into Pittsburgh and put some points on the board. I mean, like, you know, I'm not a Bortles guy. We know he's a semi abomination, but I mean. Can he do enough?
He's a semi-abomination.
Can he do enough with? Can he do enough? Can he do enough?
Semi-abomination.
Can he do enough with that defense?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that running game.
Selfie talk.
And I'm just like, I'm not an Andrew Luck blower. I'm just an Andrew Luck realist. If he plays, they're winning 10 games.
Yeah.
Because it's just who he is.
Well,
Like,
yeah, they
They
always have.
He's a culture changer. I mean, when he's on the field, he's that good. I mean, it's the Rodgers effect. When he's on the field, you stink.
Yeah.
When he's on the field, now a bad roster becomes looking good. Like, you know what I mean?
For
like,
sure, 9 games if he's healthy. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I agree with you with
Luck's-
Green Bay.
Luck's always
winning
won
division.
when healthy, yeah.
I'm not betting against A-Rod if he's healthy.
No.
No shot. You know?
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's like I think the Vikings are very good,
Jimmy
but
Graham, you're gonna see-
Green Bay, if Rodgers is healthy, I don't care who their defense is,
You're
they
gonna
win
see-
10. They win 11 probably.
Because I think
you're going to see Jimmy Graham from 5 years ago if he's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
With
This is
A-Rod.
his last spot. If you
I don't-
can't catch the ball from
Yeah,
Rodgers, like if you can't be effective with Rodgers,
then you're not effective,
done.
period.
You're just retired.
Correct. To your point where you had Cleveland win the division, I ain't there with you yet.
Yeah.
But I am, and this is funny because I'm a Baker guy, but I believe they can win 10 games. I just think they can. They're in a division that's weaker It's not what it used to be.
I love the Ravens defense.
I do love the Ravens
Yes.
D, but
So do
I really like.
I love the Ravens this year.
I really like Cleveland's D. If you look at it, I mean, you should because there's a ton of fucking high price
My
talent
boy's
all
coming
over
out
it.
with a big year this year.
But Tyrod with a similar team. This is hypothetically. Say Tyrod plays
Flag.
most of the
Big year
season,
for
right?
Flag.
Oh, big pickup for Crabtree, yeah.
Say
that tree crab.
Yeah.
Yep.
say that Tyrod plays, similar team than when he had in Buffalo in a way. I mean, and that's if
They got
Tyrod
the
plays.
playoffs.
Now, I think Baker's a better option, but I mean, can they win 10 games with Tyrod Taylor? Sure. Does that make them a playoff team? I'm not saying it will, but can they win 8? I think they're around 8 to 10. I think they're better than 5. There's just a lot.
They won. What did they win? 0 last year?
With no quarterback. You actually got a check down guy. You actually got a guy who's captain check down. I get it.
Tyrod Taylor stinks.
I know he does, but he still fucking
They
won.
might as well have you play quarterback.
Dude, I agree with you. To me, Baker starts game 1. But
He might.
But
Probably won't,
but the fact of the matter is, Tyrod showed you that he can get a team to the playoffs
I don't know.
by just not turning the football over. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's clinky.
Thanks to the
Clinky.
Ravens.
I think I'm not a
Yeah, they did make
I'm a
the
Ravens
playoffs,
D guy. That offense
Saying
is
it.
brutal, and
I
it'll always
mean,
be brutal.
I'm just tying it back into Tyrod making the playoffs.
Yeah, I just think.
Thanks to the Ravens losing
I think
Yeah,
Flacco has a good year.
to the Bengals.
Well, of course you would.
Why is that?
Nah, I mean, you just want to keep. You want to continue to crown when it's not
crowning.
crownable anymore.
He's had a bad couple years. I think he has a good year this year. He's finally got some playmakers.
All right,
over there.
couple
They haven't had
questions.
playmakers in a couple years.
And he's got a guy hot in his ass too.
Now we're really crowning.
No one's hot in his
God.
ass.
We
Oh
really
my
just.
God,
we
No one is
really
hot on
just
his ass.
crowned.
Yeah,
Greg.
Greg.
No, he's not.
Greg,
we
will
just
you knock
crowned
it off?
Michael
Lamar
Crabtree, too.
Jackson
Oh
is a
my
year
God.
away from being 2 years away. He can't play quarterback in this league.
Be a wide
RG3?
receiver. Be
Oh
next
my
year.
God! Would you fucking stop already? Someone cut this half of the couch
have
off.
you seen
throw it in
that
the ocean.
offense? They lost to the Bengals with the season on the line.
Who?
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, Baltimore's offense was terrible last year. They've made a lot of pickups though. I like some of the guys they brought in. They got the tree crab now. They got the dude from Arizona who's a solid player, can stretch a field. John Brown, right?
Yeah.
I like their pickups, and I like the running back who kind of broke out at the end of the year.
It's all about
last
the
year.
quarterback, brother.
Alex Collins.
Javaris Allen.
All about
Or
the
no,
quarterback.
Alex
Yeah,
Collins.
Joey's gonna sling.
All right, I just don't believe he does.
That's fine. He's got a Super Bowl MVP. He has slung before.
All right, that's a long time ago, babe.
Wasn't that long ago.
We're going to really live in the past now.
Wasn't that long ago? 6 years.
Real quick, before we
Lamar's
take
year away
a
from
break.
being a wide receiver. So.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson
Be a
stinks.
wide receiver.
I'm
Can't
not-
throw.
Who
Just
said,
like
I
I
didn't
said
say
it.
anything
No,
about
no,
Lamar.
no. I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
said-
He can't
High
throw
heels.
in the. You can't
High
throw from the pocket. You can't play in the NFL. He can't do. He's got 36% complete percentage in preseason, where, like we said, they don't play any fucking defense. Or they don't play any schemes. We'll say they play vanilla. It's cover 2, cover 4, cover 2, cover 4, cover 2, cover 4.
The groups he's
I
playing
can-
are
I
they're
can
playing
play
'cause
50%
They want to make the
cover
game.
Yeah, well, those guys are.
Those guys are playing ball out.
Those guys are a week away from working at UPS.
At UPS
That's
with
no-
Willy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're right.
not a shot. Yeah,
And he's completing 34%.
yeah. Exactly.
Frank Hamilton,
Or call me for a job.
before we take a break, Frank Hamilton, do you guys think Sheldon Gibson should make this roster? I just don't know where you're fitting him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think he's played well. He's definitely turned heads, but
Where you fit?
where you who we cutting?
Yeah.
Mike Wallace, Alshon,
maybe you cut-
Nelson.
Well, it depends.
You're not going to
Does-
cut Wallace.
Does
It's upsetting.
Alshon start on a pup to where he's out 6 weeks, and then you have that spot?
I hope he doesn't start in a fucking pup.
You know what I mean? Like, is that what his injury's at? Like, I don't know.
They don't know. Hence
Yeah,
why
they don't
they're
know
sort of
either.
doing a week-to-week thing with the guy.
Right.
When he's healthy, they'll get him back in.
They
But
don't know.
So then,
but
so then my answer to that is no, because that roster spot then goes to Alshon.
Yeah, it depends if they pup him or not.
Right.
But a guy that they're probably going to try to hide on a practice squad.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So,
Again.
yeah.
I mean, he's played well. He deserves a look.
Yeah, he looks
But
okay.
it's just a matter of where you're going to fit.
Clay McKinney says he likes Carter, number 4, little guy. But he's not going to make the team.
No, he's not.
Another guy, it's just uphill battle. Jeremy, last question over on Facebook before we head over to YouTube and to the site. Jeremy B. says Jacksonville does have a great day, but they can't outscore teams like New England, Pitt, Baltimore, or KC. They don't need to when they shut you down.
They've already outscored Pitt, so
Yeah.
we are there. Yeah.
They can. So
They did do that.
When
That
your
was
coach,
last year, though.
when your coach gets in the way at the end of the first half and kneels on the ball with a minute and a half left against the GOAT, you just shouldn't even have showed up for the second half.
No, absolutely not. All right, listen. So join us on the other side. We'll continue our Eagles talk about Carson Wentz's return, a little bit of a national underdog look still to this point, and we got to touch on the Phils. It's a
Doobie
must-win today.
Doobie's up, bases loaded. They're still hitting in the first.
What's the score? Still 2-0?
2-0, bases loaded, 2-2 count.
How many outs?
If
We don't want to do it. We'll get in a hit.
2 outs.
2 outs. I will.
Somebody doesn't have it.
Philly's last stand. Thanks to the Miami Marlins for keeping us in this race, knowing 3 outs.
Yes. Why
Let's
Chen,
go.
my guy?
Come join us on the other side. We're heading to YouTube, heading over to the site.
Free dumplings
Head
on me,
over.
Wyatt.
Keep the comments, questions, concerns coming. Agree to disagree. A2D Radio. Segment was brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC. Our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Find him on the web. GibsonMayer.com.
You got a crack?
We out. Yeah, I dropped it. We out.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Second half kickoff. Agree, disagree. A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. You know where to find them. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Mwagvik, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. Robbie Pove off this Sunday. Couldn't make it to the 12 o'clock. Still soaking in his vacation. Told me he could do a 2 o'clocker. Said, you know how it is, brother. It's Sunday. Tons of drafts going on today. Schedules are a little difficult. I got 2 drafts. One at 7:30 tonight. One at 10:30 tonight. Ooh, a lot.
Which one's ours? 10:30.
Yeah, we're late.
We're 10:30. Yes. The A2D draft is at 10:30.
Well past my bedtime.
If you're just joining us, our poll question, you can still vote on it. Still comment in. What are your season expectations for the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles? Back-to-back champs, NFC Championship game, win divisions, not plural.
Sorry.
Playoffs?
Every time you say that, it reminds me of Paul Heyman.
That's exactly why I wrote it that way.
So I'm trying to do my best
And he's
impression.
doing it well.
Yeah.
For not being a wrestling guy? Yeah, absolutely. And I knew where you went with the ball. Because I texted him last night. I said, this is what I hit Greg with. You'll love it. I said, Greg, you coming on the show tomorrow? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. Can you write the show criteria out? And he's like, oh, actually, I got breakfast. And so I said, oh, shit, before I forgot, because I figured you might have gone Phillies.
I was probably going
not
Phillies,
thinking,
yeah.
Not realizing we did a little Philly special. So I'm like, oh, shit, let me tell him. Go have the Eagles. Save the Phils.
Probably going Phillies because, the last time probably they lead on a Sunday would have been today.
And they do lead on a Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Two-zip.
And Kyle's saying he's not in the draft either, the fantasy draft, because there's issues going on with Frank. Let's be real. Alexander Verrucci back-to-back. Let's go. James Wilder, sup, you two fam. Go Eagles. Who is Jay Williams, the linebacker?
What up, A? Jay Williams.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Jay Williams is a basketball player.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Hurt his knee. Yeah. Bad rider of motorcycles. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
We know him.
Not too bright either in his younger days.
All right, boys.
Hell of a basketball player, though.
Little second topic. I know we talked about it a little bit enough. We'll still answer any questions, concerns you have Eagles-wise, positives. We're big fans of positives. We are back. We are the reigning Super Bowl champion. Carson Wentz return. When is it? So I'll give you the timetables aren't going to be long and stretched out here. It's going to be, does he come back week 1, 2, 3, or 4? Because I think anything after that, I think that's too far along. I don't think it's going to get that far. So between weeks 1 and 4, where are you penciling him in? I know where Wilson already has him.
Give me a 2.
But to the family again. Is your mic on? Are you good?
I hope so.
I just feel like I'm not hearing you as clear as I should. I don't know.
I think I'm on.
Is he on?
Yeah.
We're getting him good?
I'm
Okay.
good.
I'm just not getting him as good as I should.
Week 2.
Week 2, you don't know, Greg?
I think that's
I'm going week 2 as well. I think he gets cleared Tuesday, Wednesday at week 1, which is just not enough time. So they give Nicky Foles his due.
And it's an extra 10 days.
And then you get the 10 days. But that's the bigger thing. You get the 10 days then for week 2. That's my thought.
Sweeps?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 as well. If they can get by, we'll see what happens on opening day. I agree with the whole hoopla thing right there. Plus, gives them the more time. And then, if you can feel like if Nicky plays well enough, I think he can get by. Crab leg's is terrible to me anyway, but he's better than Fitzpatrick. You know what I mean? So you get by a crab leg less Bucks team, all right, then you're ready for a home game against the Colts, and he's ready to rip.
Yeah, Kyle says week 3 versus Luck. TTP says week 1.
Gotcha, bro.
I'm actually, you guys all went week 2 or later, so I'm going to go with where I think he's going to go. I think he plays week 1. I just do. The way he looked the other night in pregame, he's moving around well. I know there's no contact because they're not going to put him through contact stuff, obviously. I just think he goes week 1. I understand all the hoopla surrounding the game. He's part of the team, too. You know what I mean? So I think he even brings more excitement to that game. There's excitement, period. But I think there's a little extra juice if 11's on that field, too.
He's not, I don't think he's sitting because you're trying to give Nick his due. It's just all about, did he get cleared? Is everything in there structurally sound? All right, and is this guy ready to rip? You know what I mean? But it's not about like, hey, let's give 9 his due. Like,
no.
They don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean?
I'm completely on board with that.
Like, they're happy with what he did, but like, what have you done for me lately? So if 11's ready to go, they're ready to go.
If he gets cleared a week ahead of time, yeah, absolutely. I think he's week 1. You know what I mean? And this has nothing to do with I want Nick to play because Nick needs.
No. What you guys are saying makes a ton of sense. If he's not fully ready, it makes sense week 2 or 3 to bring him back. I'm completely on board with that. I'm just going the other side where I think he's ready. I'm just going to go to the side that I believe he's ready to go.
I think he's ready right now.
Part of this, I think he's really going to play, and I know we don't put anything in the preseason football, and we shouldn't, but he let Foles play a lot Thursday night because he was trying to get him going.
He was getting going.
Okay, and Doug was pissed when talking about it. He goes, I seen enough. Isn't they going to come out and play? Nope, I seen enough. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't happy about it.
Good way.
Which ties it even more into me believing that not in a rush job, just saying, you know what? What are the doctors saying now? Now he goes right to the doctors after the game. You're like, okay, where's 11 at? How was he before? Where do you think he was before the game?
What's the real thing here?
Yeah, like can he play week 1? Because if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. I'm going to be the believer that the dude worked his fucking tail off with his injury. Not that nobody thought he didn't, and that's not the reason why you guys are saying later. I'm just going to go with he worked his tail off with his injury. He's a fucking freak of nature, and he's going to be ready to go, and he's going to light fucking lamps Thursday night, 11 days from now. Let's fucking go.
Is it going to be Kawhi's doctors? Or the Spurs doctors, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to.
Or is it Brodo saying that week 2, hashtag I'm not a doctor?
He just plays one on the fix. I know.
He just plays one on the fix. He said Holiday
Express last night.
He will be probably saying it now because he's going to be cruising, so he won't be in a Holiday Inn Express overseas. He won't be. Alexander Ferrucci says week 2. I think everybody's in that ballpark, which I don't disagree with. And I was a believer after we won the Super Bowl, and I said it to Ryan, I said to you guys that, hey, we're in no rush to start him. Make sure he's ready to go. But then you watch him, and you're like, he's pretty ready to fucking go.
Ready to go.
I don't know what else I got to wait for. Now, the 10 days is huge. Yeah. 5 days is huge with an injury like this. 7 days is huge with an injury like this. Every week you can compile, it's gigantic. When we talked about it Friday, later on in the show, Maragos heard it a month and a half before he did and still isn't ready to go. So it just shows you how each guy handles the injury differently, but that some guys are just fucking freaks. AP, Carson, Dalvin Cook might be that kind of guy we're talking about this year too, who just comes back and being younger helps too. Yeah. Like Dalvin and Carson, and even AP when he tore it.
He's playing week 1. I mean, he got hurt earlier.
Yeah, but still, he's going week 1. That's even a harder position to get, in my opinion, to get ready to go week 1, just because of the cuts on the knee. The one thing 11 can do is hang around in the pocket a lot more. A lot of rollouts, a lot of things to get him moving. Where I know Sleep's talking about it Friday, where he's not in the pocket, where a lot of them hits to the knee take place. Yeah. So, and I think Doug, who's a guru of getting guys in a position to be successful, I can see a lot of rollouts, almost like we're not Lamar Jackson guys, but like almost if you're starting a guy like that. Who's just a guy who can move around the pocket, in that way. You know where I was going, just because we were talking about him.
Anybody else, please? I mean,
you know what else?
You got this guy. He chubbed a little bit. Like, comparing him to Wentz. Okay.
See, I wasn't that far off.
Give me somebody.
Knee trap. Peterson only said he had enough because he knows he has to stop forcing Nick to play Carson's offense. Well, I don't think he was playing Carson's offense. I think it's just a dummy-down offense, and he just didn't look good. So he had enough. I mean, Peterson said Friday, he goes that he will have to change to Nick's strength. And you're right, brother. I mean, this is all stuff we know.
That's what he did last year.
That's what he did last year. And he says Foles most likely will play week 1, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it too, because that's telling me then the doctors say, hey, 11's not. Let's give 11 to 10 days like these boys are talking
Give
about.
him a little more time.
Let's hope Nate's ready to go in the second half.
Relax over there.
Stop, because I think we win with Nick. My biggest concern is not having Alshon when having Nick in. You know what I mean? I feel with 11 you can get away. You can get away with some lesser options per se. With Nick, I don't believe you can get away with lesser options. I think you need every part of your arsenal available to go, and that's not a shot at Nick. It's just, hey.
It's Nick Foles.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to have our number one wideout go up and get one available.
Let's be real. He's not the guy that went on an amazing run in the playoffs this year. He's not the guy that we've seen in the preseason. He's somewhere in the middle.
Just like he wasn't 27-2, and he was somewhere in the middle of that, right?
He's a good back. He's a very, really good backup quarterback. He's probably a back of the line of the league starter. With maybe 25th to 32nd starter if you wanted to rate the top quarterbacks. So, I mean, probably the best backup in football, though. So, we got a lot going for us, and I have no problem with him starting.
And when you protect him and he stays on his spot, he's very good.
He can pick it. He can pick it. There's no question of that. And listen, good weather games are more suitable for Nick Foles' strengths. They just are. So, that's helpful in week 1. And just with all the energy that goes into that game, I think we win that football game. Schefter just tweeted out something we already knew. Asked Doug Peterson today if Carson Wentz has been cleared for contact. He is not. So,
Ramos doubles. Kingery scores. 3-0.
3-0 Phils. Let's go. We'll talk about Phils in a little bit as well. So we all have them around the same time frame.
It probably comes down for I wonder if with the doctors if it's from a brace to a sleeve. You know what I mean? Like because you don't obviously you don't want your guy. That that is a playmaker wearing like some bulky ass thing like that Brady wears because he just hangs out there. You know what I mean? So it's got to be to the point where hey, can we get him in a sleeve where where it's still it's coming off an injury, it's still tight, it's not moving around anywhere, but it's okay. It's he feels good with it where you don't have to wear something bulky. You know what I mean?
Like Sweeps, you can tell me right now, hey, he's not going to play till week 4, right? Just get him fully ready. My answer's going to be okay. You know what I mean? And then Ryan's making a point, no Alshon like we talked about, no Nigel, and no 11. He started, can you get through that again? Yeah. It's a question. You just came off that high of like Sweeps was talking about earlier, next man up mentality. You just got off that high. Can you hop right back on that horse week 1 again?
Listen, that's where you have faith.
I don't know. We're going to find out we're going to find out a lot about that locker room week 1 if that's the case.
Well, but it all starts at the top, and that's where you have faith in the guy that's driving this bus, and that's Dougie P, where he's going to make adjustments. He's going to game plan for the Falcons with 9, as he did as soon as Carson got hurt. And all those games, the Cowboys game excluded was, just vanilla. That was just, there was no need. He was in for a couple series. If Torrey Smith catches that ball.
Yeah, it all looks different. Yeah, perception.
Exactly. So, but that was what it was. That was just, some missionary shit to get him some more reps because he hadn't played. But after that, it was all suited for him. That offense was, he adjusted that offense to suit him.
Yeah.
He wasn't running Carson's offense in the playoffs.
No, he wasn't. There's a lot of RPOs that we talked about. Kyle says Eagles win 21-17 with Foles. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Because his defense is still really good.
Yeah.
Now you got a good offense coming into town too. It's not a cold weather game. You know what I mean?
You said that, Kyle?
Yeah. 21-17.
The meager? He just said earlier in the night when I said that's going to be low scoring, he said that game definitely goes over. Now he says 21.
Yeah, he did say it was going over. He did.
Idiot.
Ooh, a little switcheroo.
Let's go, idiot.
There's the under.
TTP says he didn't need more time his rookie year. He was thrown into the fire. I think it's smarter to say week 2, but I'm hoping on the freak of nature train, and he'll be ready. Yeah, I think that's where we're going. If he's not ready, he's not ready. What are you going to do? I mean, I want them to do what's best for him, and I think that's what they're going to do, obviously.
Yeah.
We're not talking about 1 year. We're talking about 10.
Right. Again, yeah, exactly. You have a 10-year view.
Absolutely.
As opposed to a 1-year view.
That's why I think
we
they're
can always
going to be
go
more
back.
cautious.
Who said earlier?
I think
we
he's
always
ready.
go back-to-back in year 5 and 6, too.
I think he's probably ready right now, but they're being very cautious, like they should be with your franchise fucking quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the start of the year, okay? I'm not worried. If it was like down to the playoffs, then yeah, we want to get him in there.
Playoffs.
But it's fucking.
Yeah. And especially when the
I was
first,
like, I thought he played him.
especially when we're
Ralph
talking
was on
about
point,
it,
I thought.
and we talk about the schedule being tough. The first 4 games really aren't. So that's the time to do it. That's the time to continue to rest them. I mean, the first 4 games, the Falcons, yes, they're pretty good. You got to go to Tennessee, but the 2 middle games should be won with anybody there. Besides Sudfeld. You should win those 2 middle games. So at worst, you'd be 2-2. That's if you stubbed your toe on opening day against a good Falcons team, and you couldn't go on the road. Your defense doesn't travel. Mariota pulls out some, whatever in week 4. I mean, you're still 2-2. You should be 2-2. All right, at worst, if he doesn't play. So.
Nietrap says.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Nietrap says their defense really good. Question mark. Brown scored 5. Yeah, but they gave up 37 against the Patriots.
It's a preseason.
It's a preseason. This defense is really good.
No one's playing, dude. We have the best D-line in football. They aren't playing. Come on, man.
No, that is the one
Get
thing.
a clue.
The defense has been there. On all, I mean, except for, again, but even like the second and third string guys that have been in there, they've made plays. You know what I mean? It's just the other guys are also making plays. So that's the one side of the ball I'm not worried about.
No, I'm not.
Week 1.
I'm not. There's a lot of dogs over there.
RD's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dogs over there that I ain't concerned about.
Yep.
You know what I
And
mean?
they have a penchant for the big play.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Like, the Super Bowl was an offensive fest.
Yeah.
Right? But when it was time, a defensive play was made. All right? That's winning football right there. Against the Vikings, they looked like 30. It didn't look like it. It was 38-7, right? But the pick 6 turns the whole game around, and then Chris Long, as they're going in to tie it up at 14, strip sack. So there's all they have a ability to make big, timely big plays.
Yeah, and don't you believe that stuff is
that don't
something?
go away.
Yeah, that doesn't go
That's
away.
the
Like
year.
like you either have a knack for that or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that carries,
Absolutely.
especially when you have a defense that's coming back and you added. I mean, going quietly. Yeah, I mean, I know people don't like them for other reasons, but you added a quiet one of the best ends in football.
Yeah.
Like quietly under the radar, and you added depth in Haloti Ngata, and you add that to a defensive line that was already loaded, and you talk about second year Derek Barnett too. That's a problem. You're a big time problem up front. I mean, tell me an offensive line in football that can handle that consistently, because there isn't.
There
isn't.
And guess what? As much
Too
as
fresh.
I don't like Michael Bennett as a person, he's a very good defensive player.
He's an issue.
He's a very
He's
good
a problem.
And last year he had the most snaps in football by a shit ton. 310 more snaps than anybody on our defense, which is crazy. He will have nowhere near that amount of snaps this year, which keeps him even fresher, even more of a monster.
Fletcher Cox couldn't wipe the smile off his face talking about him to Aaron Andrews on Thursday about the game. Like saying he's a problem. He's like, I'm going to him to ask him, stuff. And to give him a blow, to get him fresher, to your point, half the snaps, he's going to be a double-digit sack guy.
Yeah, he should be.
Always a problem.
And then with Nada is, can he still demand at this age a double team to allow that other inside guy to work one-on-one?
Well, guess what you're going to get a lot of times, too.
Can he at least, if they single him, can he at least eat somebody to fuck
can he blow up? Yeah.
This is the big thing, Greg. When you're talking about third down situations or passing down situations, I mean, you're talking about a line possibly getting rolled out of Barnett, Bennett, Cox, and Graham. Or Long, right?
Yeah.
I mean, go pin your ears back and go get somebody, because they will. They really will. And that's why, to Nietrap's point, I'm not concerned about this defense one bit, because you went up front in this league, and they are loaded in their secondary. Now, what Kyle says, the one position that concerns him, like we already talked about, is linebacker, yes. Sure. Now, it doesn't concern me with a healthy Hicks and Nigel. Now, I'm not concerned. But one of the two aren't there, it's a big-time concern.
Like week
big
one.
time.
Like week 1. Nigel's
not there. But Jordan Hicks being there a little bit makes up for it, because he's such a playmaker when he's on the field. When he's on the field, he really is a playmaker. Another guy that we're talking about. Granted, it was the year before, but all he did was have a knack for big plays. I think that's what Jordan's MO is too. Another guy with a knack for big plays. I think having some of these guys have to play in big spots, some of these guys that are deeper in the rotation, last year having them play like a big V and having some of these guys play in big spots only helps his football team moving forward as well.
Agreed, because then you go back to like a Joe Walker, for example. Like whether he has to play any meaningful minutes now with like the loss of now you cut Nelson. He's played there. Did
You
he
know
play-
he'll get his beak
did
wet.
He play great.
That's what I liked about Joe. At least he'll go throw his nose in
Did he
something.
play great? Well, no, because
No.
he's not a Jordan Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
you're
tough
not-
to throw him into that
Like we
mold
said
in that
earlier.
position.
Yeah, like we
but
said earlier.
he's been there. You know, to your point, like, yeah, I mean, our depth isn't great, but the guys that have been there have played a little bit. So,
Yeah,
you're not.
and that's
look-
all you need is just to stay clean.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because they're so tough up front that you can, if you're in the NFL, you should be able to run around clean and make tackles.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
We
cover
got-
some guys.
We got a question here on the tube from the Brodo. Question for you guys: which dark horse type player do you think will have a great year for the Eagles? I'm gonna go.
Well, I mean, is at this point, is there really a dark horse player?
Well, I mean,
You know
I
what I
guess
mean?
you're thinking like a guy that's not superstar. You know, I mean, I mean, granted, I'll just give a guy that's.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Clement. I think Corey Clement has a big year. I'm looking for
A
8
non-starter.
to 10
A
touchdowns out
non-starter.
of Corey Clement.
I agree with TT Payne, and this is the direction I was actually going to go, but he thinks Mills turns into to an all-pro this year.
Well, I was going to go Sydney, and I was going to just
That works.
allow Sydney to be that number one cornerback to where at the deadline or you need to make a roster move, see you, Ronald. You know what I mean? Like, he makes Ronald expendable next to Mills.
Could be. I don't think for this year, though. I don't think they're going to trade.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that might be true, but I'm saying, regardless, I
You
just
need
think
you need 3 corners anyway.
Sydney becomes that guy.
The way the league is now, you need 3 corners.
Sydney becomes that guy.
Kyle says Dallas go there. I agree with that one.
Yeah, you're talking about some, guys, secondary guys. Not second. I mean, not position.
Yeah.
Secondary
tier-ish.
Yeah, secondary tier guys.
I mean, it's hard to say, like I
Not
said.
starters that are going to play a huge role. Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to, I mean, somebody said Sproles, which is a good name, coming back under the radar guy, a little bit now. I think Nelly gets better, continues to get better. I mean, it wouldn't be an Eagles convo without
No, I'm going to have to
without
see
me
it.
blowing Nell.
It was good. And
Yeah.
besides,
That's
you
right.
take away the 9 touchdowns.
Your other son.
You take away the 9 touchdowns. It was okay. I mean, you take that away from anybody. I'm not
Yeah, well, you
saying
just
that,
ripped
but
it
I'm
right
saying-
from them. I mean, you just said,
I know
we take the
that,
9
but
away.
I'm saying-
I mean, that's easy to
Yeah,
do.
but if you had
Shit.
100 catches and
We'll take away 300 touchdowns from Marino. Where is he?
He's still got a ton
Still
of yards.
He's still got a ton-
got a ton of yards.
Still
Still got a ton
slinging.
of yards.
Fuck! I didn't think that went through.
That backfired.
But no, a guy, a non-superstar guy, and I'll stay on the defense, like a guy I spoke
Barnett.
about in his second year.
For me,
I think,
Barnett.
I think Derek Barnett
Yeah.
is a major problem this year for teams. He already was last year when he started to get his feel. And dude, when you add like you were talking about, when you add Pro Bowl guys around guys, young talent, and you want to be a sponge and you want to get better, you're going to become a problem.
Yeah.
If you want it. Right? If you want to pick the brains of Michael Bennett, continue to pick the brains of Chris Long, Brandon Graham, Fletch, Haloti, you want to pick brains of guys who have played at high levels, all pro guys. The sky's the limit for this kid.
You put your square pants on, you get that message.
I mean, I know who we all
That's
wanted,
fun.
and we all wanted Ruben, and we didn't get it. But guess what? This ended up being a great pick, and I think we all said it after the draft
I
when
didn't
we
want
calmed
Ruben.
down.
Ruben's a scummer.
No, now it's easy to say Ruben's a scummer.
It was easy to say then.
It wasn't easy to say then.
You
He's
just
a
looked-
fucking problem,
You
man.
just overlooked it.
Oh, now you're Mr.
He's still-
oh,
he's a
now
problem
you're
on the
Mr.
football
You
field.
want everybody nice and playing fucking patty cake at Thanksgiving dinner. Grow the fuck up.
I don't want
okay?
everybody- I don't want
It's
everybody
NFL.
nice.
It's the NFL.
I don't want everyone
It's the
nice.
NFL.
I want him not getting fucking arrested and missing games is what I want.
Yeah, great.
And when you're in a problem in college,
You're a problem in the pros.
You're a problem in the pros. It just-
I don't disagree.
I mean,
Kyle, I don't get this one. He says Wallace is a bust in my opinion for this team. How are you saying that right now, dude? The guy's played it. The guy's been a pretty good wide receiver in this league for a good amount of time.
Yeah, for years.
How are we throwing bust around?
He'll catch some deep balls, and that's all we want from him.
He's better than Torrey Smith.
Yeah, he is.
Huge upgrade. TTP says I think Barnett has a huge year.
you got your TT.
Ryan says Wallace, Barnett, and Mills are his guys. And TTP says I think Wallace breaks out a little later like Torrey. Wouldn't be surprised. I think he'll really get going when Levin's in.
Yeah. Well, Wallace is going to be key if Alshon's not there right away. Wallace is going to have to be that number one option guy just because of his veteran, his veteranness. Because other than that, who else are we lining up? It's Nelly and Wallace, There's no one else right now that you're lining up on that field as your 2 wide receivers.
No, now what they're going to do is probably go
No,
a lot of
receiving
2.
core is weak without.
Well, what would be the makeup? And I'll tell you, it's coming right now.
Probably a lot of
2 tight ends,
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot,
tight end.
a ton until
played
we
a lot
get
of
back.
tight end
Two
last
wide
year.
receiver.
We did, yeah.
You
2
split
tight
it
ends,
with
2 wide
Wallace,
receiver sets.
Nelly,
And you
your
spread,
2
you
tight
spread
ends.
Ertz out and Dallas. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both 2 athletic monsters.
They are. They really are a problem.
So I think Wallace, at least until Alshon, I think he's going to have to be that number 1 option, at least on the depth chart. So I hope he starts well.
Me too.
No, he's dealing with some nagging stuff, too.
Ralph says go get Dez if Alshon is out 6 weeks.
Stop it.
I wouldn't hate it.
Dez stinks.
I wouldn't hate it.
All right, boys, some underdog talk, right? And we'll continue Eagles and everything like
Yes.
that. But, I know what Greg has written in here is Joe Buck mentioned in the preseason game that Hard Knocks love on the Browns had them 60-1 and better odds than the Falcons, Jags, and Chiefs. And what's that, to win the Super Bowl?
To win the Super Bowl. It turned out to be wrong. He was wrong on that.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. They're actually 75-1 to win it.
That's what you said here. Now, Buck
Yeah.
was incorrect, and the Browns are truly 75-1. Is there a legit chance the Browns make the playoffs?
No.
I'll say there's a chance.
No.
It's the NFL.
No.
Ebb and flow. Better
No,
football team.
no.
I have to say yes.
Don't
I
listen to
gotta
this
win it. I
shit.
gotta win the division, so I gotta say yes.
5 wins. That might be generous. They might win 4.
No, I got them winning 8-10.
We're going Browns schedule.
You guys are crazy.
I don't think I'm as crazy as
I just
people
think
think.
they added a lot of talent on the wide receiver. Their defense is very, very good.
Very good.
And you put a serviceable quarterback in there in Tyrod Taylor.
They don't have one.
You put a serviceable quarterback in there in Tyrod Taylor.
Obviously serviceable, Wells.
He's won. He got
I
to
don't
a
say he's
Super
not.
Bowl.
I'm not crowning the dude, but he's serviceable.
He's not serviceable.
Oh, my God. He just proved to you last year he's serviceable.
Stinks.
I don't.
Let's play a game of go down the list again.
So
All right. Steelers, opening night.
Loss.
1. Saints.
Dub.
Loss.
At Saints.
No, dub Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Home against the Jets.
Loss.
Win.
Dub.
Win, there you go. So 1 and 2.
0-3.
At
2 and
Oakland.
1.
Ooh, you don't like them to beat the Jets.
No, they're going to lose. Darnold's going to be a stud.
Wow. There's a guy that came full circle.
Yep.
I've told you. I think Darnold's going to be a stud.
Yeah,
he
he
didn't
likes
say that.
shirt
He
T
likes
guy.
just
He
where
likes
went to
the,
school, USC.
Shirt and
He
T.
likes
Shirt and T
I
guy.
hate USC.
the boy band flip.
Shirt and T guy.
at Raiders.
Win. Raiders stink this year.
Home against the Ravens.
Win.
Win.
Home against the Chargers.
Loss.
Loss.
At Tampa.
Win. That's 3.
At Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Loss.
Chiefs at home.
Actually, no, I got to go win. If I got to win the division, they got to split with Pittsburgh. So I got to go win.
Chiefs at home.
Loss.
Win. They pick off Pat Mahomes.
Falcons at home.
Loss.
Loss.
At Bengals.
Loss.
Win.
At Texans.
Loss.
Loss.
Everybody will be hurt. Win.
Panthers at home.
Loss.
Win.
At Denver.
Loss.
Dub.
Win.
Home against the Bengals.
Dub
Win.
again.
And at Baltimore.
Loss.
Win.
4-12.
They got to win the division. That's the division game right there.
How
Win.
many did you have?
10.
I had
I
4.
think it was right around 10. I really was.
And once Baker in, it might be 12.
Yo, record this tape. Record this tape.
Please do so. Please do. Please do. I said 8-10.
There's no fucking chance they're winning the 10 games.
First time watching the NFL.
Bet you $100 right now they don't win 8 games.
I'm fucking betting $100 they don't win 8 games. What are my
You
odds?
just said 8 to 10.
What are my Vegas odds?
You
at?
just said 8 to 10.
What are my Vegas odds?
You just said 8 to 10. You're
Dude,
such a crumb.
I'm not
what
a crumb.
fucking
I want the
crumb.
fucking odds.
What a crumb.
I want the
What
fucking
a
odds.
crumb.
I want the odds.
You
no
said 8 to
odds.
10. I'm telling you they're going to not
I don't
win 8
create the
games.
odds. I want the Vegas fucking odds.
There's no odds.
Yeah.
You
Over,
said
under,
8 to 10.
What's
I'm
the
saying,
over-under?
I'm saying they won't win more than 7.
What's the over-under in Vegas win-wise? Win-wise.
Probably 6,
Okay.
5.
Yeah. 4.5. Or no, 5.
5?
5.5.
We're not giving you 5. You just said 8 to 10. I said they're not going to win 8.
In the Borgata a couple weeks ago, it was 5.5. I might have been walking around and saw it.
Don't gamble, kids.
But it was 5.5.
Gamble, kids. It's a great time. It's exhilarating. You want to have a good Sunday night? You want to have a good Sunday night? Take the amount of money in your bank account, okay, and bet 3 times that on the Sunday night game. You have yourself a good fucking Sunday night. All right? I mean, the most alive you've ever felt in your life. Till 2 minutes after the game when you're like, how am I going to pay this?
Blood's flowing through your veins. But 5.5 it was.
All right, give me over under 7 then. I'll go up 2 for 100.
You just said 8 to 10.
Dude, I'm not taking it straight.
You said 8 to 10.
But for me to take it straight, stupid.
With Baker, you
I
said
said they're
12.
not going to win 8. That
I
means
did
they
say
win.
12 with Baker. I saw the
win
one
8,
throw.
you win.
I saw. Listen, there's things you can look at a guys and say, yeah, he's going to be a good player. His ability to move around in the pocket's all you need to say. If that doesn't let you realize in preseason that he looks good, nothing will. You know that he's going to be a good player at some point, nothing will. I love workers, dude. I love grinders. I love dudes like him.
I love him too, but he's not going to win 8 games this year.
All right, I'll bet you 50 for 8 or over.
Okay.
$50, 8 or over.
Is 8 a push?
Witness.
Absolutely, it's a push, and you pay the juice to me. Is that how that works? You don't want to give me fucking odds?
Should always be a hook there, so there's no push.
You're the worst. He's the worst.
Well, I think we saw what Miles is.
So 7.5.
A little
I'll
bit.
say.
Yeah.
7.5. Because if they win 7, you pay me. If they win 8, I'll pay you.
All right, whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm regardless.
The man knows what a hook does.
Yeah, I don't know.
You always
I'll get
buy the hook.
You know it's landing on 7. They'll win 7 easy. They might start out like 7 and 2.
They're not winning
They're
7
fucking-
easy.
No. Watch. And they won't win another one.
now.
And they won't win another one because of the hook.
fucking
Because of the hook.
crazy
You don't
right now.
fucking finish
7 and
listening.
2.
You don't finish fucking listening to the finish of the joke because you're a clown sometimes to me. Because you're a
I'm a
jerk.
clown.
Because you didn't listen.
They start with
You didn't
Pittsburgh
fucking
and New
finish.
Orleans. He's saying they're going to start 7 and 2.
He didn't
Their
finish.
first 2 games
He
are
didn't let me
Pitt and New
finish.
Orleans.
He didn't let me finish. Because of the hook, I was joking that they'll start 7 and 2, and I'm like, "Oh, easy win!
We're gonna
I'm
give
going to
you
win
the hook.
this, and then they won't win another game,
We're gonna
and they'll
give you-
end up on 7,
Give you the
and they'll
hook.
probably have a tie. They'll probably have a tie later on in the year where I'm really fishing for that dub. You're like week 17 will probably be a tie to Baltimore, and it lands on the 7.
Hook talk.
So you didn't let me finish that. Where I was going with that, I don't think they're starting 7 and 2.
We need to hook you right off the show.
Yeah,
This
you don't-
kind of talk.
yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Fuck out of here.
This is terrible. This is awful.
This is my platform.
No,
Okay,
just,
so
I
who
just
has
wanted
the,
odds.
who has the best year of the rookie QBs? Who starts first and who has the best year? Out of the 4 main first rounders.
Well,
We're not talking Lamar Jackson. He's not going to play great.
Sam.
Keep it in your pants.
Sammy's gonna.
All right.
Well,
Sammy's
Sam's
gonna
starting
start.
first.
Yeah.
I think Darnold.
He's the
Starts
worst.
first.
He's
Darnold
the worst.
probably starts.
He's in the worst situation.
Yeah. And Sleeves will be hurt in week 2, so then you'll see.
So then you'll see
Rosen.
Josh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Jets
I think
fans,
Josh
Jets
Allen-
fans are
Allen's-
blowing Bridgewater
I mean-
right now. By the way,
Allen
There's
should
a lot
be.
of blow for Bridgewater.
there's a
Allen-
lot of blow in New
I
York for
drafted
Bridgewater.
Teddy.
Can you
I
believe
drafted
it?
Teddy late.
Like they're
the
like
last pick.
they're I mean, I like Teddy and everything, but they're like
I don't.
they're in love with
Teddy
him.
Bridgewater stinks.
They're in love with him in New York. It's almost like they didn't draft Darnold.
Yeah.
Josh Allen should be retired by like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
All
he'll be
so
dead.
I don't know if he'll ever play.
You mean Rosen?
No, not Rosen.
Yeah, Rosen.
Allen. He said Allen.
Allen.
Which one? Which one's retired?
Josh.
You think Allen?
Yeah, I think he stinks.
Yeah, I think Rosen's. I'm surprised Rosen isn't hurt yet too. If you want to stay with the Joshes for a minute, you know he'll be. He's picked the perfect place to go to with Bradford. Learn from the best
Here.
because you'll be out in 2
You
weeks
want to
too.
take another? You want to bet? I got a bet for you.
Well, we bet
He's
what the
got a
fuck
better
was that?
If Darnold starts the season as the quarterback, which he might, right? The Jets go 8-8 at least.
Hey!
Another 50?
Fine.
Load 'em up.
7.5.
Witness.
Wow, you really are fucking crowning him. Shorts and a tee. You really loved shorts and a tee that time.
Two can play, man.
Yeah, he can play. It's too cute to play. You understand that? You know what that means? Some guys are just too cute to play, in my eyes. It's just too cute to play.
it's a
Baker's a road dog,
He's a
babe.
chubby ginger. Well, how the hell is he good looking?
No, it's just the hair. It's just the hair.
Frank Vespi, I don't know how the fuck you got Lamar Jackson for, but besides that, I like the start of your rankings. Lamar Jackson stinks, dude. He's not even a quarterback. All right? He shouldn't even be considered a quarterback.
He might be better than Rosen and Allen, though.
I don't think he's better than Rosen.
Rosen.
I think Allen stinks.
Rosen's
but-
only problem is the injuries.
I like
and,
Rosen.
and he's got a little
And
bit
his
of
want to.
California
And
soft.
his want to.
Yeah. He probably comes from money, and it's like, I want to play. I don't want to play.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of upside. I think. If
Darnold's
he-
got
if
a
he
ton of
figures
talent,
that
too.
out.
Swing it.
If he
They all,
figures that
listen,
out.
Darnold
the
has the
three of
most
them really do. I mean, Baker's got a ton of talent. He's just not 6'4".
Listen, I was
You know
never
what I mean?
big.
If Baker's 6'4", he's the best.
No.
You know, 7 months ago, I was not big on Sam Darnold. Okay, I hate USC quarterbacks. Always have. He threw in the rain in his pro day, and I was like,
Shorts and a tee. I told you. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
but motherfucker can throw though. He can throw.
Fucking Christ.
He can throw.
I've
listen
never
to
seen
anybody
that.
that's
Mr.
been to
Analytics
Jets.
now.
Listen to
You know
anyone
what I
that's
mean?
been to Jets
He threw
camp.
great with khakis on. You know what I mean? In
Anyone
the
that's
rain.
been to Jets camp, he can throw.
Dude, he better be able to fucking throw the football. Like, he's a moose. But it doesn't mean what's inside, babe. Like, you can go fucking sling it all you want in the rain in shorts and a tee. What's here in the fourth? What's in here in the fourth? Because I'm going to go with a guy that I know's got something up in here and down there in the fourth.
Really?
So I'll go with Baker.
Does he? Did we watch his last game in college?
Now it's
the
all
first
him.
half he dominated. Second half he came up like a little bitch
What did
boy.
Darnold win?
He was a little bitch boy.
What did Darnold win?
Bitch boy.
What did Darnold win?
He got bitched around the
Darnold got
second
bitched around every big game he was in. So don't you start now, okay?
He played well big games.
Oh, stop it.
He didn't play
That's great. The side note, it would have been like the littlest little footnote right there had he not come clean with that. But
you know
we
what?
would have had to put that at the end of the show. Like, Darnold did not play well. But the big fella did. He
was a gunslinger though. He threw a lot of picks.
Yeah, he's a turnover monster, and if he cuts that down, that was always his biggest thing. His biggest.
Big
knock,
and strong, can move. I mean, nobody's questioning that stuff.
I just
the
caught up.
NFL's pretty fast, so I don't know how the turnovers could get cut down. We'll see. I mean,
I'm fairly caught up on Hard Knocks. I think I missed last week, but there was a scene after Baker threw the touchdown against the Giants, and one of the other wide receivers at that point was out of the game, the starters. He just came up to him and he goes, "Man, all you do is win." He's like, "You just have a knack for like getting the job done and winning." And like to your point, that's what enamors guys about him is his guts, is his moxie. I hate that. I hate that word moxie, but his ability to just get the job done in tough situations.
Listen, he's a fucking worker. I love Baker. Walk on to Heisman. The dude's awesome. But again, had a big lead. Had a big lead in college football playoff. What happened? They didn't win that game.
Yeah, defense didn't help him.
Okay. Still throw some.
But no, none of these guys.
Throw some touchdowns in the second half because he didn't do shit.
No, I agree with you, but none of these guys won big games. You know, none of these guys that were drafted this year
The TV
were.
was running all over the place in the second half, and he wouldn't do nothing.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sony,
No?
I like
Sony this whole list of guys, this whole list of college QBs in the first round of this draft. None of them won big games in college. None of them were Deshaun Watson, holding up the trophy.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So to be fair to all of them, who played in the biggest game and who had the best moments in the biggest game? Well, if you're just going to look right there, besides the second half, Baker played in the biggest game out of them. And
he went into Ohio State and won.
And he performed, went into Ohio State and won, performed in some big spots. To me, I don't like the way Cleveland went about it. To me, I bring him in, I start him right week one, and it can't get worse than no wins. You know what I mean?
His resume is way better. It's just about we'll see who's going to be a better pro. That's all. I mean,
Does the size get to him?
It's not even close.
That's the
obviously
question.
He won the Heisman, so that goes without saying. But his resume is not even close.
You don't throw 70%. You don't throw 70% by accident for 4 years.
Franco homered.
You could add up all the
Somebody's
other
got him too.
You can add up all the other guys, and they don't equal his resume.
No, they don't.
Correct. 5-0 Phils.
Yeah.
It was this score yesterday, so let's not hold our breath.
All right, let's shift it real quick. Let's get the Phils for the last 5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
No, what do you got?
No, I was going to say, outside of Cleveland, is there another team that missed the playoffs last year that makes it this year?
Yes.
Chargers.
Baltimore.
Chargers.
And the Chargers. I love the Chargers. I got 3 teams.
He's really Baltimore up.
I got 3 teams. I love the Baltimore's defense.
No, I do too. I do too.
I think Joe's going to sling a little bit this year.
That's my biggest question mark, obviously.
We never liked him.
Swinging back to a personal.
That's the truth, though.
The guy hasn't played well in 3 fucking years, Wells. I mean, when are you going to let it go?
Has anybody
my God. He's Super Bowl MVP.
He tore his ACL 3 years ago.
Oh, my God.
And then the last 2 years, he's had no one on the team. He hasn't played well. I'll be first to tell you.
That's all?
He hasn't played well. But I think he's going to have a bounce back year this year. Baltimore, San Diego.
Formerly known as
San Diego.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. L.A. Chargers, the Thunder, the Lightning Bolts.
Why would anybody want to move from San Diego to
seriously,
LA?
so dumb.
It makes no sense.
It's because they get any fans in San Diego because they're like, it's too nice out to get the fucking football game.
Yeah. Petco gets more fans.
So Chargers.
Let's go to the fucking zoo and walk
I got
fucking
Chargers,
mountains.
I got Baltimore, and I got.
I did.
Well, Green Bay, right? Green Bay didn't make it.
Yeah.
Chargers, Baltimore, Green Bay. They're my 3 teams that didn't make it last year to make it this year.
I like the Niners. The Chargers, definitely. But I think the Chargers should have made it last year. They stubbed their toe. And
they lost like 1,000 games by a point.
Yeah, well, what wins? Bookends. They can go get you. They got 2 of them.
Yep.
They're an issue for teams. Now, all the cornerback injuries hurt the Chargers a little bit.
Yeah.
We can't overlook it. Do I think they're going to be really good? Yeah, because they can go get you.
And
that
Phil
translates.
can just still sling it.
Yeah. Can he just get started early, like you were, like Sweep was talking about? You guys want to get the Phils real quick?
Yeah, sure.
What's the score right now, Wells?
5-0.
5. Oh, we've been down this road.
Case of the shakes.
Boys, we make this real easy with 2 minutes to go here, okay? In the playoffs, out of the playoffs, and is it the division or is it a wild card? I know we did this a little bit Friday, but things have changed. Where do you got it, Greg? Quick.
In division.
In division.
Out.
Total.
Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Fucking shit.
I want them to. I just don't think they're going to.
Braves and Marlins are 0-0, by the way.
We're too young, and we seem to be.
My God, there's Melwin. Who's pitching today? Who's the
seem
Cy
to
Young
be,
Award guy today?
I think it's we because you said he was going to.
No, we threw yesterday, I thought,
we're-
didn't he?
Sir Anthony looks like he hit his wall.
We're trending downward. All the young guys have seemed to hit a wall. It's not looking great.
Oh, Pablo.
Pablo Lopez.
Pablo.
Swinging. Pablo Lopez. Dealing.
Who the fuck is Pablo Lopez?
Exactly.
Let's go.
We're back.
He's pitching for tomorrow. It's nothing to the 5th.
I just think, real quick, the wild card in the division are so close right now. It's you have to go for the division.
Yeah.
And then so that's where I'm
Yeah,
going.
that's
Like
what-
you're gonna hunt down the Braves as much as you can.
Yeah, that's it.
And then it's either gonna be in or you're out.
Yeah, it's division.
Yeah, the wild
it's
card's out
division
to
or
me.
bust.
Yeah,
the
division
wild
or
card's
bust.
tough, man. You're talking about Cardinals, Rockies, Brewers, and if the Dodgers get really hot. So
Right.
you got 4 teams for 2 spots, but you might as well set your sights on the Braves if you're going to do anything.
Real quick. Just because I seen this.
Go
I can't
Brave
stop.
hunting.
I can't stop. That's Kyle, right? Nitro Free Kyle?
Yes, it's Kyle.
Kyle, Lamar Jackson will be a beast in what way? Okay? Because the only time he ever played a fucking good defense in college was Clemson every year, and they shit all over his fucking face every year. Every year. Okay? He can't throw from the pocket. Unless he learns how to throw from the pocket, which if that happens, then okay, he can be a good quarterback. Can't throw from the pocket, can't win the NFL. That's just fact. It equals. All right? Watch some games. That's terrible. Will be a beast. What do you call it? What is he going to be a beast?
Joe Love.
Is he moving the running back?
Joe Love.
Wide receiver and that wide out.
Oh, the Yanks got Severino throwing tonight. Wow.
Severino's been struggling.
I know.
Struggling.
Minus 260 are the Yankees tonight.
Wow.
The Orioles.
Orioles.
70 games under 500.
The Orioles have had a rough one. How's he still got a job, by the way?
Yeah.
He's got to be fired.
Bucky.
Yeah. He's got the same kind of thing going on that Marvin Lewis got going on in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't understand
you got
it.
some
How's
naked
Marvin
photos
Lewis still got a job?
Yeah.
It's a great
That was
question.
the greatest picture or the greatest meme I've seen in the last couple weeks was the one he put up where it said Marvin Lewis has been coaching Cincinnati since Shaq and Kobe were together still. And he has never won a playoff game. How is that fucking possible?
All right, fam. I got announcements for the people, right? We'll be back next Sunday. Obviously, that'll be a preview to the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
Right? Thursday night. Obviously, you'll have a bunch of shows Monday. The Sports Hounds, you have Birds of a Feather Tuesday, obviously kicking things off Wednesday, AM and the PM. I don't know if the Fix will be doing one or not. Well, that's a disgrace. You guys better check your fucking beanbags. Wake the fuck up. It's right before kickoff. What are you guys doing?
Day before opening.
Day before opening kickoff, and you guys aren't on? What's going on here? Okay, we're back. We're back.
All right. Ralph's back.
You checked the beanbags. We're good.
It's not this one
Bro's
coming
away?
up. It's following.
Ryan's away for 2 weeks. Yeah, Ryan's going on a cruise. You think I take vacations? Okay.
Who goes on a cruise
You
for the
don't
start of the
you know-
season,
yeah,
Brodo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Miss-
Brodo.
Miss-
Trip
Tyler.
advisory fucked up, Ryan. Let's go. Let's go. You're better than this.
Nobody thinks you take vacations. You do.
No, oh, listen, but mine are all mapped
guys-
out. I try
you
to tell
guys
people
think
what they
I
are.
take vacations.
I try to
But you
10
definitely
a
don't
year.
go away before
Nobody
the
ever
season.
listens to me. I tell people what they are every year. It's the same things. It's November for Lynn's birthday. I go to Florida, which is practically a fucking free trip. I got a place to stay. I'm not paying for hotels or nothing. May, anniversary, I try to take her to an island or Florida. And August, we go on a family fucking vacay every year. That's 3. That's it. That's all. I know it seems like a lot because it is.
You
But
You went on way more than 3 this year.
no, I went on 3.
10.
I didn't go on 10 vacations, dude. I was in Georgia for work.
you're-
I wasn't down there playing.
That was vacation.
It's not a
You're-
fucking vacation. You know what I dealt with down there? That's not a vacation. Far from a sweeps nose. Okay, we had a lot of late night talks.
Dude,
you weren't there to help a dog out. You weren't there to help a fellow dog
Make a
out.
phone call.
No, I tried.
Phone works.
Nah,
both
you would have
ways.
trashed me if I asked you for a lineup talk.
I would've
This guy comes with
trashed you.
17 lineups for me. Wrote my fucking lineups out for a month.
I would have had lineups for you.
You don't know what I dealt
I'm a
with
better
down there.
coach than you.
Don't
I
you?
would have better lineups.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, this guy. You couldn't coach a fucking softball team to a dub.
That's a joke.
And then we seen it. All right? Keep looking at me like that.
The only reason you know sports is because of me.
Oh my God.
That's giving
Thanks,
you,
Dad.
I've been giving you knowledge for years. You definitely didn't get it from
I've been
anybody else.
giving me knowledge for years.
I'm just giving you knowledge for
Was
years.
his belly getting some knowledge?
Absolutely.
Ryan says the trip was planned for 2 years ago. Jesus Christ. I mean, talk about
Talk about a guy that's prepared.
He said he went on 2 vacations
I
all
don't even know
year.
what I'm doing tomorrow.
Ralph, tell him that's a lie.
Fuck.
He did not go on 2 vacations this year because I count out at least 3, though. He's in the 3 or 4 ballpark. Don't you start.
Right, I don't even know
you're
which
a 3
street I'm
spotter.
driving. When I leave, I don't know which street I'm driving down. This fucking guy's
Got 2 years. 2 years planned out.
Good for you, buddy.
Nah, that's awesome. He'll have a fucking blast on that one.
Godspeed, Colonel.
Going overseas is cool.
Yeah, it's
You know
fun
what I
time.
mean? That'll be fun. I never did that. Kyle says his vacation was to Ohio.
Did you just say going overseas is cool? I've never done that. How
Yeah.
did you know that?
I would just assume. Seems like hiding the street.
It is.
You know, over
it is
the
a lot of
pond.
fun.
I feel like going to the pond is
it's
cool.
terrible.
I've seen Hostel. Fuck that, bro.
Oh, Kyle's going to New Orleans game. That'll be a fun trip.
That's a good one.
Tennessee.
New Orleans is
You're
a
going
good
to
one.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Tennessee's a good one, too.
Yeah, I only do 3 a year, guys.
Nashville.
I don't know where my
Stop
4th.
talking about 3
tear
years.
down.
I don't know where the 4th vacation came in.
You
But-
did
And
10.
there's going to be a
You were
lot of
did 10.
Eagles
I didn't do
there.
10. Your years are just running together.
Your
That's
name,
all.
Your name, like you know what? They give you like the
Mob name.
yeah, the mob name, like
vacation?
Joey 2 names or whatever. Your name is Tommy 10 Vacays. That's your name.
Tommy
That's Tommy 10
I ain't mad
Vacays
about it.
right there.
Yeah, what's wrong with 10 vacays? I wish I could take 10 vacays.
I wish I could too, and I'm not. I'm at 3.
He's taking 10. He wishes he could. He's
I
already
just
taken
told you the fucking 3.
Tommy Tens.
First off, when one's
Go on
three-
memories on
when
Facebook.
one's-
There's 3 of them.
When one's 3 weeks long, that counts as 3. Okay, so
Dude,
there-
when you drive
there we
2,800
go.
miles or
You didn't
5,000.
drive any miles.
I was. This guy.
We already went over this. You drove no miles.
Everybody knew who drove. He's the
You're
fucking
talking about how
guy.
it's-
Shut the fuck
You're
up.
talking about how it was such a stressful trip. You were in a fucking house
I
all
never
week.
said it was a stressful trip. I said when a fucking generator goes and you're sweating your balls off,
Okay,
it gets
that-
stressful.
That's rough. That's
Okay? 3 vacations.
Rails,
Oh,
we're here.
I'm
Hey,
going to come
Rail.
and print. Lena don't lie. Lena don't lie to the family,
Yeah,
so
she'll say 10. She'll be like, yeah, about 10.
she'll tell you 3 and she'll name them. So I have a little class. I take my wife places. Just take my wife places.
I don't have a wife, so.
Take yourself places.
Get the Wilders.
take
Get the
myself
Wilders comment.
James says Ralph is the best producer ATD had. Real talk. James said show would fall apart. That's a lie, James. Fucking simmer down. Okay? Ain't falling apart without him.
Yeah, listen, Molson. Ice skate back to your log cabin with that shit. Hey.
Little maple syrup.
Ryan
Soccer
said,
ball, too.
Ryan
and
said
all
don't
those
ask the
fuck around
fall
that-
producer how many vacations he took.
Wilson
No,
doesn't-
Ryan's around me.
We
He's
never
like a
told.
3
We
spot.
didn't tell Wilson
He's a 2 or
that
3
you
spot.
had a soccer ball in your garage. Now he knows.
I'm sure we know he's a soccer fan.
Well, if you think about it, like
He's a big rugby
last
fan.
August, I didn't go away that long. Last August was a week to Vegas. It wasn't like that because we flew. When you drive, everything's fucking extended. You know what I mean? Would I rather hopped on a plane and been out there and stay 10 days in San Diego? Absolutely. But the shit I seen, I can never get that shit back. You know what I mean? But you wouldn't go to Florida all the time if you had a free place to go?
Yeah, but you don't try to lie to us and say you went one time this year. You went to Florida multiple
No, I went to Florida one time. I went in November. I went in November. The only time I went to Florida, dude. I'm telling you. I went to Florida once.
January. You always go to winter.
Yeah, you were there in the
No,
winter.
You're gonna win it.
I didn't go in the winter. I
You're
can't.
a liar.
I can't. I haven't gone in 2 winters.
March.
Del Boca Vista.
No, I
Del
haven't
Boca
been
Vista.
able to.
You're pulling a Seinfeld. You've been there.
I haven't been able to. I swear to you, I haven't been able to get there in March because of baseball. I haven't. I go in
January.
November, and
No,
then I
not
go
March.
after baseball to either Dominican or Florida.
January, not March. Not March.
No, I didn't go. I can't. It's scheduled too full now. I went 3 years ago in January.
All right, we're done with this.
No, because I exposed wrongness. I exposed this
there's
guy
no
lying
wrong-
about the lying
there's
to
no
the fucking
lies.
family.
I've
There's
only
no
had
lies.
I've only had dog watch twice this year.
Thank you, Greg.
This year.
Unfucking believable. Guy wants to create lies. Can't lie about who's watching the dogs.
What's at least 3?
I went
Now,
3
I-
vacations this year.
I know, but he said he
5.
only watched the 2 of them.
November hasn't come up
Never
yet.
had to come. We're not at the 3. It's only 10. I love this.
I'm
talk.
confused.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I don't even know how many vacations I took. I don't even know where I was after this conversation.
I don't. Me either.
James says it took an injury to get him time off. The crunchy soccer ball. We know. Soccer guy.
Fucking-
Hashtag it.
Hashtag
All right,
it's
right
soccer
Let's get the
guy.
fuck out of here.
Watch
Me
this
and Ralph
thing
got a big game
not
of 4,
bounce.
and I got 27 drafts to do tonight. Again.
Oh, big game at 4.
Hour and a half.
Tommy was
This guy's gotta
28
prep.
earlier.
He's got to
so-
prep for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're gonna go get her on-field calisthenics in, and let's go.
Tom, get your
You
guys.
can't-
Tom, get your guys ready. All right, let's
You
go.
can't give all the props to Ralph. It's it's those little guys with their huge hearts that are out there just putting Tommy's guys down.
Fuck you. if I lose, I'm deleting it.
You need a little. you need a little guy boot camp. Right?
We do.
Get an obstacle course.
Well, maybe
going
I'll go
or
run a
something.
practice
While
while I'm
Tom-
up there.
While Tom's guys are throwing money at the club,
Wait,
Ralph's,
wait, what-
Ralph's are running Ralph's.
What
That's the
teams
only
we
thing.
got? What teams we got? Who are you, Ralph?
Randoms. Oh, Ralph said he'll beat you with anybody.
Yeah, you got to do the top. You got to do the top.
You got to
one.
randoms, right? You got to
randomize.
random it.
Oh, we random them?
Got to
Three
random.
randoms?
Yeah, look at me.
Got to random.
All right, we can random. Because
Gotta
I'm
random.
going Eagles. You know that.
Random.
Got to
But
random.
we'll random
Got to random.
for the sake of it. 4 o'clock, where's it going to stream? Ralph, the Real Talk?
Twitch?
We'll be in the Real Talk
We on
group.
Twitch?
No, we'll be in the Real Talk group live.
Okay.
4 o'clock kickoff. Let's fucking
Oh,
go.
my God. Tom's, we're going to be watching it.
Are
and
you
then
streaming it? All right, so when I'm
won't get
laughing at
footage.
him,
It's going to be like
no,
disconnect.
I can get him one. I got
Look at
one
this.
downstairs.
Look at this.
Your other
Yeah.
party is disconnected. Oh.
Got you a mic.
I didn't know if I
Uh-oh.
wanted a mic.
I
I
know,
just
well,
want to
that's
play
the-
football.
that's-
He
I'm not
spoke
trying to
for
be
you.
Doug Peterson on the fucking
This guy
sideline.
spoke for you.
I'm
He
trying
did
to play
not
football.
want a mic.
I just threw you in there.
He did not want a
I
mic.
just wanted to bring it all to the fam,
I like it.
so we get
I
both
like
sides.
All right, last comment. TTP says dog talk, family talk. James Wilder says hashtag money fight. King Ralph versus Godfather Madden special draft day event. Let's go.
Let's go.
Love you all out there.
Thanks,
you, Ring.
boys.
Next
Yo.
Sunday, we'll be talking more birds.
Ralph's minus 18, by the way, in that game. Where's the money going?
Load
Where's
up.
The money going?
Load up. Thank you, Gibson Mayer LLC.
I will bet that game too.
For Tom Arnone, Nick Delgado, Brian Wilson, Greg Moakovic, Ralphie D on the 1s and 2s. Love you all.
Let's
Back-to-back
go, Phils.
talks.
Fam. Thanks,
Hashtag it.
No collapse today, Phils. Let's
Take
go.
the spread. We out.